Right, good afternoon and welcome to the YouTube Premier broadcast. It's Altrincham's epic playoff encounter with Blyth Spartans from last season. And before we go into the first half action, we're going to get the thoughts of Phil Parkinson. Thanks for joining us, Phil. Going into this game, we'd finished fifth, had a very, very good season, but Blyth Spartans, probably the form team in the league, and they were very, very difficult opponents to be coming up against on that particular night.
They were in red hot form. Alan had got his team pairing going right at the right time at the end of the season. And we knew all about them. A very similar team to ourselves, like to play, got really good strike force. Obviously, Dale, Maguire, Rivers on the other side. We worked all week on how we were going to sort of nullify their threats and sort of expose them where we felt we could. So it was a real good game to be going into, and one that we were really excited about. Is to get in the playoffs at the first attempt. Bouncing back up was such a great achievement, but we didn't want it to end there. We knew we were more than capable of kicking on again.
And what were your expectations in terms of the crowd that was going to turn up on that night? Because midweek, you never quite know. No,
but I think I put out a bit of a rallying cry. I said I wanted the atmosphere electric. I wanted Moss Lane bouncing. And it certainly was. They didn't disappoint. I remember in the warm-up, walking down, I think it was the Gulf Road end, and I could hear them singing. It was like a proper league game, a football league game. The hairs on the back of my neck was standing up, and I knew we were going to be in for an exciting night.
And in terms of your career as a player and manager, how important would you say this game was in terms of priority?
Oh, it was right up there. It surpassed anything I did as a player. To be in the playoffs in the conference was just a massive achievement, and it was something that I was really excited about. It was something that I was very confident about with the group of players that we had. But when you're in the playoffs, as everybody says, it's a lottery, and again, you just don't know how it's going to go, and we didn't have the best of starts, did we?
We certainly didn't. Well, let's watch the first half now, and we'll talk again at half-time about your thoughts on the first half.
And here we go. Altrincham kick proceedings off. They're shooting from left to right. They're going to shoot in front of the covered terrace in the first half. Possibly a tactic maybe from Blyth to switch them around for the second half. Of course, Alti will try and congregate down on the popular side for the second half. But we're underway. Hold on to your hats, everyone. Panorama National League North playoff eliminator action. And it's Blyth that are on the attack first-hand side here. And the ball is poor. And Alti get themselves a throw-in. It was Jamie Holmes with the poor ball. At the time, Altrincham have stated, as always, at home in their red and white stripes, and Blyth in their away kit themselves. Of course, they're patented green. It's a nice greyish with a greyish green. Alti take the throw in. Densmore. And launched forward there. And Jones in towards Johnston. So far, I'm sitting down. I don't know how long it'll take before I stand up on an attack. Alti have themselves a throw in. I'll bring John back in. John, very good evening. Well, this is it. We've worked up. It's been a great season, and it's all worked up to these clutch of matches. How do you think Alti are going to go? Phil Parkinson sent a message on the website to get the fans going, and a great turnout here to start.
Yeah, it is. Plenty of numbers on the Gulf Road terraces behind the goal. Lots of flags, lots of noise, lots of atmosphere. I think that could be crucial because it's going to be a tense, close affair. That sort of noise, that surge of encouragement could just make the difference.
Very much so. Just a reminder, I'm sure you already know, but I'll remind again, if it finishes as a draw after 90 minutes, there'll be no second leg, no replay. It's straight to extra time. And if needed, we will go to a penalty shootout if the teams cannot be separated after 120 minutes of football. Alti have themselves a throw-in left-hand side as the game, as you'll expect. It's been a cagey start between two teams with the stakes are so high. Williams to Hampson. Hampson back to Williams. Williams will have to go backwards to Tom Hannigan, recently named Altringham's Player of the Season and Players Player of the Season as well. A double scoop for the Altrincham centre-back. Tony Thompson launches the ball forward here. And the header is won by Blyth Spartans. Alti will need to pick up that second ball as always they can. They're a bit slack there and they've lost out. And the ball down the line should be dealt with here by Jones. He just lets it run out for a goal kick, which will be taken by Thompson, who will go slow. Alti will have to try and be brave and insert their passing game that they've so strong for, so renowned for in the National League North this season, and how they have ever since Phil Parkinson took over here at the club. Here's Jordan Hulme. He holds the ball up. Will he be Alti's talisman once again tonight? Hulme still in possession, trying to bulldoze his way through, gets it to Cisse. Cisse tries to cut inside. Jordan Hulme goes on, he goes down. Referee having absolutely nothing to do with it. Didn't look anything to do with a foul anyhow. But of course, with a big crowd, the question will be asked whatever happens. Hampton takes the throw and Jordan Hulme wrestled down. And the referee is giving it the other way here. Jordan Hulme's not happy. He feels it. Of course, he was tugged down. But the referee decided to give it and go the other way. But straight away, we just saw, John, those first 20 seconds, Jordan Hulme, when he's on the ball, trying to bulldoze his way through. What an important role he's going to have to play tonight for Alton.
Well, absolutely. The things he makes things happen, and he did then. You could feel the lift all around the ground. The referee was very well placed there to see a tug of the shirt. We didn't see it from up here, but you imagine there must have been. But that's going to be a very interesting tussle with the Blyth Central defence.
Kick taken. Molt is up, wins the header. Well won too by Jake Molt, the captain. He, along with Phil Parkinson, sent a message to the Altrincham fans on the club website to raise the roof, be that 12th man. It really does make a difference, and so far they're doing just that. Blyth throw in. Williams needs to cut in, doesn't manage to make it, and Blyth can come away with it here with Oliver. Oliver has space. Alti playing that pressing game. They're pressing down in 2s and 3s. And Blyth has a result, forced to go backwards here. Good one-touch pass through, takes deflection. Blyth will have themselves a throw in. Not far off the side of the D, on the right-hand side here, as they try and slowly but cautiously build their way forward towards the Altrincham goal. In playoff football, the first goal can be oh so crucial. Knowing that you have something to hold on to when the pressure is really on, it can be decisive. As Blyth try and play around, Alti really are pressing hard. They're not letting Blyth out. They get themselves another throw in here to the Spartans. Use of Cisse this time with a tackle. Taken out on this right-hand side. Here's Oliver. Maguire, the captain, tried to play it through, but that was blocked again. Blyth have another throw in here. It's a slow passage of play here. Blyth struggling really to make anything happen because Alti are pressing so ferociously, as you would expect. The Robins absolutely chock full of energy. And once again, Blyth attempt to hold it up, and this time they do well. Here's Maguire. Tried to zap, but Alti get in with the tackle. And the ball is hit down the line by Molt. Cleared back up. Williams needs to get this on the deck. He does just that. Now John Johnson's going to be on his way right-hand side. Can Williams pick him up? He can. Oh, and John Johnson just a little bit ahead of him, and it was cut out. And now Blyth with a little bit of space down through the middle, and Kieran Green plays it across to the right-hand side here to their number 7, which is Jarrett Rivers, who looks very impressive at the J. Davidson Stadium. I remember earlier in the season covering this exact fixture. Blyth on a free kick, not going to be given, and now Yusuf Cisse has possession, but he's lost out. That's a really good tackle, and Blyth have had a shot from a long way out. It was Green that made the tackle and then tried an audacious attempt from around 35 yards out, but no trouble whatsoever. But that's why Altrincham going to have to be careful, if you spend, you dally a little bit too much on the ball, John, and it can come back to haunt you here.
Well, you can't lose possession midway inside your own half like Cisse just did, and I think that point was being made to him by Jake Molt, who just before that bit into 2 really good tackles in quick succession. I think we're going to need that. We need to be passing the ball around, but we also need Jake Molt's formidable physical presence in central midfield.
Absolutely. Hancock now with possession, Alti right inside. This is John Johnston. Johnston goes through the legs of his man now. John Johnston makes a space for himself, tries to play it through. Jordan Hulme's going to keep it in. Hulme's ball in the box is cut out, and Altrincham have themselves the first corner of the game here. John Johnston, first time he really touched the ball and straight away made something happen there. Not seen it before. And he's going to be the one that will take the corner. Of course, a new ball will come out with the ball going out of the ground. Will be received, no doubt. There's a big temporary marquee next to the terrace, of course, which Altrincham fans have been making the most of pre-match. As Johnston will get ready to take this corner. The terrace is packed behind the goal. Can they suck the ball in? It has to be a good delivery from John Johnston to make something happen. Johnston gets it in. It is a good delivery. Oh, and it will go out. It'll be a goal kick. It came off Hannigan. I don't think he expected to get it there, Hannigan. I think he thought it would be dealt, and he came to it by surprise, and he just couldn't get his legs in position to do anything with it. No,
I think it was James Jones it came off. Alex, was it not? Anyway, whichever one it was. Encouragement for Altrincham, for Peter Jameson there, who watched the ball, the corner, sail right over his head. It was deep, but I'm just wondering about his judgment on that. There was a big defender behind him, and I think, yes, dropping behind his head, it did just disorientate Jones momentarily, and the chance was lost.
Yeah, you're right, Jones, you're right about that. I was going to say, maybe Altrincham can potentially look if they can get any chance to hit some long shots away and test this goalkeeper early on. The pressure's on them so much, of course, any error. Alty will look at any opportunity of surely test the keeper, but that will go the other way as well for Blyth. Well cut out by Connor Hampson, attempted through ball. Now Josh Hancock has some space through the middle, and now John Johnston's going to spread his legs. The Blyth keeper is out very fast, and he clears it away, and Altrincham have themselves a throw in. Good goalkeeping from Jameson there. Made the decision straight away that he was going to come, and he committed. He didn't back out, even though the ball went away from the area. He couldn't pick it up. No mistakes, got rid of it, and another football will be needed. As John Johnston is serenaded by the supporters. Densmore will take the throw in. Hancock comes for support. Johnston's roaming around as well. Blyth, like Alty, when Blyth had the throw on the other side, have lots of players converging on there, but Hancock comes out with it. Here is Johnston. Tempted to play it to Hulme, cleared away, and Densmore will let it run. And Alty have another throw in. Johnston. Got Densmore for support. Johnston will try and go himself. Goes past two. John Johnston tries the shot. And Jameson holds it outside of the foot effort from John Johnston. We were talking earlier, test the goalkeeper. We did there, and that time the goalkeeper came out on top, very assured. Good save.
Yeah, straight at him, but that's become a Johnson speciality now, hasn't it? Cutting in from the right and deliberately hitting a shot from the edge of the area with the outside of his right boot. It probably needed to start off just outside the far post to allow for the bend, and that might have troubled the keeper, as it was a bit too close to him, but a good bit of enterprise.
Well, the goal kick, or the keeper kicked it out of his hands, and it went absolutely nowhere. There was a bit of wrestling almost going on between Blyth's number 9, Maguire, and Jones, but the ball sailed all the way over the top and to the keeper. And Jordan Hulme again looking to put the pressure on. Hancock wins the header, but Hulme wasn't expecting it to come to him, and Blyth will come away with it. They have the ball down this middle with Rivers. Rivers goes behind him to Nicholson. On the far right hand side, Nicholson tries the long ball to test out Hannigan. Hannigan's up to the challenge, wins the header, nodded on again by Williams, but hooked forward by Blyth. Header won again by Tom Hannigan. Moult clears. And Hampson doesn't get there, and Blyth come away with it. They go past two men. Blyth could be an opportunity for a shot here. They play it left-hand side. Opportunity for Holmes on the area, tries to cut inside, plays it back. Big chance here for Blyth, and they scored! Blyth Spartans have taken the lead. Well, disaster for Altrincham early on. They've made it out for themselves. Blyth cutting through the centre, and a great 1-2 was played. It was down the left-hand side, and they squeezed it in. And Altrincham have it all to do, and it's the Blyth fans that celebrate wildly behind the goal. They won 7 on the bounce coming into the playoffs, and they're taking that winning momentum with them. They have the lead. Big work to do here for the Robins, but John, still early days, stay positive, long way to go, but it is Altrincham 0, Blyth Spartans 1.
Yes, it is, but that demonstrates the danger that Blyth Spartans pose, particularly Jarrett Rivers, the outside right, who cut right across from the right-hand side, skipped past one challenge after another, created the danger, and then when Jamie Holmes backheeled back to Rivers, he was able to beat Tony Thompson from an angle, but he was so close in, you always fancied him to score.
Certainly did. Rivers with the opener then. Around 11 minutes gone here at the J. Davidson Stadium. A long way to go, but work to do for Altrincham. That early goal, and they're going to have to come from behind. They're going to have to do it the hard way here in this Vanarama National League North playoff eliminator. As they have a throw in, and it feels like it may suck the life out of the crowd here, and the Altrincham fans will need to find a second wind and come again, and so will the players. Most importantly, the players will need to come again. They need to keep believing here. And the fans do respond. Jones has time. Jones gives it to Moult. Jake Moult. Moult to Hannigan. Alty try and build again through the back line with Connor Hampson. Hampson, a good press from Blyth, forces Hampson to go back. There's no movement around. Jordan Hulme is desperate, is gesticulating at Hampson. He wants the ball up as soon as possible so that he can get on his skates and do something about it. And the ball is long, and Blyth it is that win the header. And the ball is hit long by Liddell. And Densmore comes in and comes out with it. But, Altrincham has let Holmes get possession here. They've let it make too easy for Holmes. Holmes laid on the assist for the opening goal here for Blyth with Jarrett Rivers, and Holmes has the ball again here. And he tries to rake a ball down the right-hand side, but Connor Hampson cuts it out. And here is Cisse, converged with Blyth players, but Cisse wins the free kick. Blyth management not happy about it, but clear foul. And Cisse takes it quickly to Williams. Nope, the referee says no, you're going to pull it back. Williams receives it again from Hampson. Here is Hannigan. Hannigan to Williams. Sean Williams for Altrincham. They try and make space. Blyth now set up. They don't need to play that pressing game as much in Altrincham's half. They can wait for them to come. They have themselves a look in there. They have a flat back four, and they seem to have three in midfield protecting. And they win themselves a throw in here. Taken now towards their own half. Blyth. Jordan Hulme is on the press, but he'll struggle to do anything about it. Here is Jordan Watson. Watson to Liddell. Liddell plays it down the line. Attempted hold up. Sean Densmore cleans up. Now it's Tom Hannigan for Altrincham. Goes backwards to Tony Thompson. Thompson has to go long with it. He does. Hancock tries to control. Loses out though. And it's Blyth who's going to be able to come in here with Kieran Green. Green attempted through ball and cut out by Jones, and now Cisse has a little bit of space for himself. Cisse goes middle to Hancock, and the pitch I think let Hancock down a bit there. He couldn't control and turn it as fast as he probably would have wanted to. There's where attempted through ball is cut out, but Alti recovered for it. Here is Jones. Hancock has dropped deep into his own half now to pick up the ball. Here's Densmore. Densmore now to Jones. Jones plays a through ball now to Hancock as they slowly try and make their way into the Blyth half. Williams has to get his skates on left-hand side, and he does that. He's got support from Hampson. He also has support from Cisse, who's on the ball now. Cisse to Malt. Malt to Williams. Williams central ball, but to no one in particular. Cisse was waiting for it, but it wasn't anywhere near him. And the referee calls a foul against Cisse for the tackle. Oh, Blyth have a free kick, and they'll take their time, I should expect. Gives me a chance, though, to thank Radio Robbins' main sponsor, Ashley Mowers Garden Machinery. Thanks them for their support all season. Family run Ashley Mowers stocks the latest lawn mowers, garden vacuums, ride-on mowers, garden treaders, tools and safety accessories from the biggest names in gardening equipment. So speak to a member of their friendly team about what you're looking for. They'll be happy to help you. Visit ashleymowers.com. Once again, all of us at Radio Robbins and Altrincham thank them very much for their support throughout the whole of the 2018-2019 season here. And Blyth still, after saying all that, have not taken their free kick yet, and now they do, and it's a long one, and it's going to go all the way out for an Altrincham goal kick. So all that for absolutely nothing. The game slowed down a little bit, John, and you have to see it benefits Blyth. What can Altrincham do at this point, to try and find that second wind and come again?
Well, I think they have to bear in mind what the point that you made when the goal went in, Alex. It's very, very early on. There's the 3/4 of the game plus still to go. We just need to reassert ourselves, start playing to our strengths, knocking it around, and trust that the breakthrough will come.
Have to believe you can score. It's a real cliche phrase, but it really does hold true. The players have to believe that they can find the net, not just once, find the net 2 times, 3 times, go on and win this game. Blyth, though, have themselves a throw in. Just seems like a bit of a powder keg here now with the atmosphere of both sets of supporters, and a goal comes early on. Just to wait and see that more action is going to happen imminently. Blyth takes the throw. Cisse does well to cut it out, and he's unlucky. He's just run it out of play. Would have been great control from Cisse, but he's just run it out of play. And Blyth have a throw in just under the main stand. Taken now. That's really well played, that from Green. He's gone past 2 Alti players on this right-hand side as Green. He's made space for himself. He'll try a left foot cross. It will be cut out by Jones. It had to be cut out by Jones. John Johnston will take it down. He's got 2 Blyth players on him, and he's gone past them both really well as John Johnston, and he'll be able to accelerate, make space for himself. And Oliver comes across. Johnston gets out with it, tried to play a 1-2 from Hulme, and the referee gives the corner. That's really well played from John Johnston. I was worried the referee was going to blow up there for a free kick. He didn't. Fantastic run. He's taken it fast here to Sean Densmore. He's got Johnston with him. Johnston, ball in the box, cut out. Alty have another corner. He seems to be the man, as he always seems to be, as making something happen out of nothing for Alty, John.
Yeah, he's in the thick of it all right. It's like Jordan Hume in that aspect that he can make things happen. There's a great turn just below us, and then that turn of pace, it's going to trouble any defence.
It's the opportunity to go past players as if they're not there. Such a rare skill. Such a vital weapon. Alty have a corner. Johnston takes it. It's long. It's been nodded back in. Could be a chance. It's just been hooked out. Williams will win a header. Is that going to go out for a goal kick? Jordan Hume will keep it in, and he is onside as well, Jordan Hume. He's got support. Hume just looking for options. What can he find? And he goes behind him. Back to Jordan Hume. And he's got Jones with him. Here is James Jones. Plays the 1-2 Hume. That looks like it's probably going to be too long. They're going to try and run it out. Oh, he's done well there. Jordan Hume, the pressure took his toll there on the Blyth defender, and he ended up running it out for a corner. He was caught in two minds there, almost whether to get rid of it or to try and take his chance and let it run for a goal kick with Jordan Hume on his neck. And in the end, he's done neither. He's ended up running it for a corner. And now John Johnston on this left-hand side will take an opportunity to whip in an in-swinger. Cisse comes across potentially for a short one. Johnston goes long, it's a good one, and it's nodded just over the bar by Jordan Hume. Made space for himself with a front post run, but nodded over. But that's more like it, more promising here for Altrincham, John.
Yeah, actually, you know what? You almost wonder whether that was intimidation. Kieran Green would normally have let that ball run out for a goal kick, but he actually looked up. He saw his Jordan Hume bearing down on him. I don't think he fancied a challenge from Jordan Hume, so he played it, and in the act of doing that, put it out for a corner. But that's the sort of pressure that we really do need to exert.
Goal kick, and you can see already, as you would expect when you take a one-goal lead, Blyth are taking as much time as possible over any sort of set piece, any sort of goal kick, any sort of free kick. And the Altrincham fans are already irritated. Molt wins the header long, and now Jordan Hume and John Johnston will try to exert some pressure as Blyth have to go backwards. They can't go to the keeper. They launch it forward. Alty need to pick up this second ball, and they can't. Blyth have, and now they've got space for themselves down the Altrincham half. They go left-hand side. Here's Holmes up against Sean Densmore. Holmes goes on the outside. Can Densmore running out? He can't. And James Jones has to do the block, and Blyth have a corner, and just like that, they go up the other end, and they may well fashion a chance for themselves here. And there may also be an injury. Densmore's down. It looked like, John, did he thud into the advertising hoardings there? Just
that, clattered into the advertising boards. It was a bit of a painful blow, but an impact one, so I think he'll shake it off and he'll be okay.
He's a tough man, Sean Densmore. It's going to take a lot more than that to keep him down in the playoff match, I'll tell you that right now. But Blyth will take this corner. As we crane our neck over, in it goes, and there is a header, and it should be a goal kick. It is a goal kick. So it was the 50-50 charge up there, but he never at any point was able to keep the header down. And Alty in no trouble of conceding a goal. Tony Thompson now trying to take his time though. Two Alty players have come to the penalty area to give the option for the short corner, but it's not there at the moment. And they have themselves the goal kick. Tony Thompson takes it. It's long and central. It's towards Yusufu Cisse, but it's going to be won instead by Nathan Buddle of Blyth. Hannigan wins the second header. Blyth try and get it down. Alty need to try and put the pressure on again if they can, but Blyth have the possession. Nathan Buddle, he's going to go long. He does go long. Hannigan should let that run out, and he will let that run out. Altrincham themselves their own. Just over 20 minutes gone now in this game. It's Altrincham 0, Blyth Spartans 0. Blyth Spartans 1, should I say. I apologise for anyone just tuning in. Early goal within around the 10th, 11th minute mark. Blyth opened the scoring through Jarrett Rivers. And Jake Molt does really well and wins a free kick. And is he going to take it short, or is he going to go long? Cisse wants it left-hand side, but he's not going to get it. Jake Molt has taken too long to make a decision here. Instead, he goes to Hannigan. Cisse desperately wants to get in the game. You can tell gesticulating his hands. He's desperate to try and just see the ball. He's not seen enough of it so far. And Hannigan overruns, and Alty get away with it. They get a throw in. And Hampson takes space for Williams in the middle. He's got Densmore with him. He's also got Johnston down the right-hand side. Williams decides to go to Densmore. Johnston drops deep to pick it up if possible. Ball to Hancock, but Hancock just couldn't get it under his spell. But Williams will cover. Hannigan's with him if needed. Williams is able to turn. He gives it to Densmore. Densmore attempted through ball just to nobody in particular. Not too sure, maybe a attempted through ball to Jordan Hume, but there was just nothing there. And Blyth are going to be able to just, they don't take their time with it. Jordan Hume's going to have to go and put the keeper under pressure to pick it up. Otherwise, they're just going to run the clock down and frustrate the supporters. Clear tactic from Jameson, who hasn't really been tested so far. Alty will be desperate for that to change sooner rather than later. Long ball up. Hampson wins it. And Malt gets an extra touch. Blyth have a throw in. Midway inside the Altrincham half. They lead 1-0, the away team here at the J. Davidson Stadium. Lots of work to do for the Robins if they want to advance any further in the Vanarama National League North playoffs this season. Hannigan wins a header. Malt comes out of it. Sean Williams hooks it forward. Jordan Hulme will try and take it down as best he can. He does well, does Jordan Hulme, and Cisse has a bit of time on the ball to run with it. Yusuf Cisse goes past two. He's not going to get a free kick there. He's run into the back of him. And Blyth will have a throw in. Well, that's the end of my stint up until the second half. I'm going to pass you over to John. John will give you a rundown for the first half so far, and then he'll pass you over to Lawrence Howard, who will take you up until half-time. But as of now, here at the J. Davidson Stadium, Altrincham 0, Blyth Spartans 1. John.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. It's been every bit as tense and nervy as we thought it would be. We haven't really settled into our stride, whereas Blyth have, and they've gone that goal ahead with some really electrifying play by Jarrett Rivers, combined with Jamie Holmes, and then scored from an angle. And really, Lawrence, we've got to settle down and get some sort of rhythm into our play, haven't we?
Absolutely, John. Good evening, everyone. Yeah, I think it's a little bit concerning so far. I think Blyth have been the better side. I think 1-0 is a fair reflection. They look a little bit slicker, a little bit sharper. Alty, it's just not quite happening for us at the moment. Blyth have it down their right-hand side with number 4, Kieran Green. It's a good foot in there from Hannigan to Cisse. Cisse slightly heavy touch, and he takes it into the defender Nicholson. And it's out for a throw-in, and as Alex was mentioning just now, Cisse is desperate to get into the game. He hasn't really had a chance to test the fullback. It looks like if he got that chance, he might have the beating of him on a couple of occasions, but the ball hasn't been delivered to him in the right area so far. Throw-in taken by Hampson, flicked on by Hancock. It'll come all the way back to Hampson. Just a nice little flick forward there by Sean Williams. That almost worked out for Jordan Hulme. But Blyth are able to mop it up. So Blyth playing in the all grey kit, Altrincham in the usual red and white stripes, black shorts, red socks. The sun that was, I thought one reason possibly why Blyth might have chosen to reverse the usual way of playing was that there was a very low sun right at the start of the game, but the sun has set behind some clouds away to our right now. The floodlights are on and starting to take effect. You can see the shadows just beginning to emerge. Throw in just in front of us here. Jake Malt misses a challenge there, but James Jones is in behind him to mop up, and Jones on a good forward run here, plays it right to Johnson. Johnson tries to get another ball into James Jones, and it goes off at a Blyth defender, and it was a good forward foray from James Jones to get the throw in for Altrincham, which John Johnson takes quickly back to Sean Densmore. Densmore now to Hancock. Hancock feeds it wide right to Johnson. Johnson away from his man. Steps inside, but his ball is cut out. It breaks back again for Johnson, though. Comes to Williams, miscontrolled from Williams, but he retains possession. Wide to Malt. Johnson up against his man. Few appeals for a foul against Johnson, and it's given in the end. There's a little trip on John Johnston. It was an interesting one, that. He looked like he could have given a play on, but he has given the advantage. We'll get John in a second. Apologies, John. We're just going to, looks like Altrincham trying to keep the tempo high here. Johnson's going to take the free kick from the wide right. Round about 35 yards or so from goal, so it's going to be a crossing opportunity for Johnston here. Johnston with the free kick. That looks far too close to the keeper, and it was the keeper's. And well, at the moment things aren't necessarily happening the way that we would want them to for Alty. And John, it's just a little bit frustrating, maybe a bit nervous, I don't know.
Well, I think possibly so, Lawrence. I thought early on, actually, in the very, very opening minutes, there were a few more long balls played than we would normally do, and I thought this looks like we haven't quite got the courage, the bravery, the assurance, given what's at stake, to get on the ball and play our normal game. I think that's what we need to do. It just needs a spark from somewhere, doesn't it? Because it has, since the goal, gone a little bit flat.
Yes, that's right. You'd certainly say if anyone's playing the football at the moment, it's Blyth. Actually, they look a good footballing side, and they performed accordingly. Free kick though to Altrincham, midway inside the Blyth half. This is going to be another free kick opportunity for John Johnston. Good crowd in the main stand, perhaps half full. Good numbers in the Golf Road to our right. Free kick taken quickly. Referee saying he wasn't ready for that one. Or perhaps the ball was moving, but Williams takes it quickly now, and it's into Johnston now. Wide right, Johnston. Oh, he just runs into traffic there, John Johnston. And Blyth can bring it away just in front of us here with Kieran Green. Green looks long for Maguire. Oh, does really well, Maguire, to hook it round the corner, but Hannigan just about did enough to shepherd Maguire away from the danger, and it's with Jones now. Jones into Densmore, away from his man, inside to Williams with a bit of space now for Sean Williams. Williams has Malt to his left. Hampson bombing on in left back position. Cisse comes short. There is Cisse now. Oh, slightly heavy touch from Cisse. Runs into danger there with Nicholson coming forward. In fact, it's Rivers. Rivers, good ball to the left, slightly overhit for Maguire. He'll fetch it though near the corner flag down that left-hand side. He's got Jones for company. Good ball into the penalty area for Rivers. Little jink trying to get away from Hannigan. Good foot in from Hannigan. He hasn't quite got it back though. Rivers still has it. Plays it back for Holmes. Holmes to the edge of the area. Possible shooting opportunity now for Nicholson. Nicholson right-footed shot and a goal. What a goal! A fantastic second goal for Blyth Spartans. They'd had possession for a good period there, and it came to the right back, Alex Nicholson. And after 28 minutes, Altrincham in a really poor position. It's Altrincham 0, Blyth Spartans 2, but it was a fine strike from Nicholson.
Not much you can do about those, it has to be said, Lawrence. You rightly said Blyth have started playing all the football and they have. There's an inquest in the Alter camp at the moment. A finger pointed by James Jones at John Johnson because he lost possession midway inside the Blyth half. Blyth took full advantage. Can't blame Johnson, it was so far from our goal. But the way Blyth built the move up and then the way it was finished off by Nicholson, a thunderous drive from fully 25 yards, top corner. You can't do much about that, but we've got a real uphill task ahead of us now.
Yes, we do. I'm sure many of you will have watched Tottenham against Ajax last night, and this has a little bit of a feeling of that game, I have to say. It's a very different level of football, of course, but in terms of an away side coming and looking like the home side and looking like the side who really knows their game, that's certainly how Blyth have looked so far. They have it. Hampson's just given it away, but he manages to tackle his man and it bounces off him. What's happened in this game? Well, for one thing, with that other game last night, of course, it was a two-legged affair, and of course, Ajax didn't get the second goal when they were doing well, but unfortunately for us, Blyth Spartans have in this one, and Altrincham in a bit of a hole here, 2-0 down, not playing well, not really creating chances. Blyth look dangerous, and, well, things have got to really turn around drastically from here if Altrincham's playoff campaign is to continue. It's a goal kick to Altrincham. Tony Thompson is taking it. Little signs of discord amongst the Altrincham players that John mentioned. James Jones unhappy with John Johnson. I think Thompson was unhappy with the players, how they were lining up for that goal kick there. The ball ends up being booted out for a throw-in to Altrincham just in front of the family stands on the far side, which Connor Hampson's going to take, or in fact it must have gone out closer to the halfway line. The angle deceived me there slightly. Hampson just inside the Blyth half with this throw up towards Jordan Hume. Hume having a lot to do there, but the ball breaks for Connor Hampson. He's got Cisse outside him, and Hampson's bundled over near the corner of the penalty area. Extravagant appeals. Atkinson it was with the foul, but that looks a pretty clear foul to me, John.
Yeah, you see this so often, don't you, Lawrence? There's a pretty clear foul, and the player, the perpetrator, flings his arms up in the air as if to say that's the most outrageous decision I've seen all season. That's what happened there, but it was a very clear foul.
Yeah, Johnston with a free kick. You feel as if Altrincham really need to get something back soon. It feels before half-time, around about 15 minutes or so to half-time. If they can get one goal back, that would make the world of difference, and this is not a bad situation for the Robins. Johnston with a free kick opportunity, right-footed in swinging free kick. Here it comes towards the back post, and the keeper comes and claims that one again, and it looks like a Blyth defender might have got hurt on the edge of the 6-yard box going down in a challenge. So while there's a little bit of a stoppage, let me tell you that our match commentary sponsor here on Radio Robins is Kids Disco Parties. Kids Disco Parties is the #1 children's entertainment provider in the Northwest, catering for private birthday parties for children aged 4 to 11 years. Bubble machines, snow cannons, giant confetti shooters and loo roll launchers are just some of the surprises that await. For more information, visit kidsdiscoparties.co.uk. The Blyth player who had a little bit of a knock in the penalty area seems fine. The referee, I think, is just trying to establish what's going to happen. It's going to be an uncontested drop ball to for the goalkeeper Peter Jameson to take. Jameson's going to take his time about it. The parallels with the Tottenham Ajax game continue in that way. The goalkeeper for Ajax certainly did a fair bit of that, but Jordan Hume forces him to pick it up now, and Jameson kicks long. Malt wins that one, but it'll fall for Buddle for Blyth. He plays it inside. Now it's with Holmes. Holmes, a good tackle there from Josh Hancock into Johnston. Johnston up to Hume, who looks a little bit isolated so far. He gets away from one man. He slightly has to beat 2 or 3, you feel, to retain possession at the moment, Jordan Hume. And Blyth have it on the counter-attack down their left-hand side with Maguire. Maguire up against Jones, into the penalty area. Maguire, Jones backing off. Maguire trying to work it onto his right foot. In the end, he spins, trying to get onto his left foot now. Going away from goal, back out of the penalty area now. Jones, this is better defending from Jones, just pressing him, and Jones gets a foot in, but it's out for a corner to Blyth. In front of their very good number of fans away on the checkers end to our left. They've travelled in good numbers, a fair old distance on a midweek, so credit to them. Good number of flags for Blyth. They take a short corner. Altrincham slightly fallen asleep with that one. It's back with Rivers. Rivers in towards the near post. It's a good header away. The volley chance. Oh, it's blocked, I think, by a Blyth player, and then it's hooked back in onto the roof of the net. And again, John, that was not a bad chance. Actually, I don't know if that volley chance was going goalwards, but danger again from the set piece.
It looked to be, Lawrence. I think the massive frame of Nathan Buddle may have done us a favour there. He was the one who blocked it inadvertently and then tried that spectacular overhead kick. It was hit with venom, and it looks as if it might have been on target.
Yeah, Jake Malt has it now inside the centre circle. That's a good diagonal, perfect ball towards Johnson. Johnson, great cross in. Oh, the keeper does really well. It'll come here. Oh, that's surely handball, penalty! Penalty! Follow-up shot from Sean Williams was blocked by a Blyth player. The Blyth players are complaining, but I would say that their arms were outstretched somewhat there. And now the question, I suppose, for the referee is what does he give here? Is there a card of any sort? John, your thoughts on the penalty? My instinctive reaction was penalty.
The only thing I'd say is a defence for Blyth was the drive was hit with real pace. It was a screamer from Sean Williams. Could he have got out of the way? Probably he could, because the player who handled was a good 10 yards away from the shot. So correct, and the referee gave it straight away. Here's John Johnson.
So Johnston with the penalty. Chance to get that goal. Altrincham so desperately need. He's going to have to replace the ball on the spot. Not quite happy with where it was. Just placing it on the front edge of that spot. John Johnston lines up against Peter Jameson. Johnston. The referee blows his whistle. Johnston steps up and scores! It looks like the keeper may have got a little bit on that. He went the right way, but Johnston has got Altrincham back into this one. It's Altrincham 1, Blyth Spartans 2, and with round about 10 minutes left of this first half, it's John Johnston with an all-important penalty, and he plants the ball down on the centre spot of saying, right, let's go, we're back in this game.
Just what we needed, but I tell you what, Lawrence, if a bubble cost us against Brackley with Tony Thompson's unfortunate swing of the boot, the ball bubble of his boot, it might have done us a favour there, because the keeper, for all the all the money in the world, had got his hands behind that to save it, but it somehow went past him into the net. I think it caught a bit of a bubble, but we needed that bit of luck if that's what it was.
Yes, John and I were remarking how good the pitch looks from up here for the end of season, with the exception of the 2 6-yard box, which look really cut up, and John might be exactly right there. It might have just taken a little bobble just over the keeper, because yeah, absolutely, it looked like it wasn't perhaps right in the corner from Johnson. Well, we'll have a look on Alter TV on that one, but well, it's certainly exactly what Altrincham needed to get back in this game, and Johnston's penalty ended up in the back of the net, and that's all that matters. A free kick for Blyth just in front of us here, which Michael Liddell is going to take. It's headed forward, but Thompson can claim that one comfortably. And it hits it long, looking for Cisse. Cisse just miscontrols that there as the wind just gusts up. Well, Cisse does well, then gets a touch, and if the ball had fallen more kindly, he might have been through there on the left-hand side, but it's going to be a throw-in instead to Blyth on the far side, just in front of the Community Sports Hall, which number 2, Alex Nicholson, is going to take. Good noise now from the Altrincham fans. I hope you can all hear that wherever you're listening tonight. They've really responded to that John Johnston goal. The atmosphere, understandably, had gone a little bit flat with Blyth taking that 2-goal lead, but Altrincham have got themselves back into it. always a good chance that this game was going to be a high-scoring affair with these two teams, and with 3 goals inside the opening half hour or so. That's looking like how it's going to be. A barge surely on Jake Malt. Yes, it was. It seems like pretty much every aerial challenge in midfield is between Kieran Green and Jake Malt. At the moment, they're the two sort of strong, big central midfield players. William has it, plays it forward now. Oh, Hancock might get here. He's offside. He's offside. The offside flag is up. Hancock hooked the ball over the goalkeeper. It wasn't going in any case. And one or two excitable shouts. But I mean, it's the sort of game, John, where I feel like momentum is so important. And we didn't necessarily look like getting that goal back, but now that we have, we've got a bit of momentum.
No, absolutely, it came out of absolutely nothing, and you're right, the whole feel about the place has been transformed completely. The crowd are buzzing, whereas there were a few murmurs and a few grumbles before that goal, and that's going to transmit itself to the players without a doubt. And let's hope we can build on this, see if we get ourselves level before the break.
So free kick to Blyth just on the edge of their own penalty area, which Jamieson's going to take. Hits that one long, and again it's that duo challenging for it, Malt and Kieran Green. Malt has won more than his fair share of those headers, though. He wins that one, and it breaks to Connor Hampson on the left-hand side. Hampson up to Cisse. Cisse, lovely bit of skill away from 2-3 men from Cisse. Can he finally get into the game now? Cisse plays it left to Hume. Hume gets a little barge surely, but then the ball just takes a flick off a Blyth defender, and it's out for a corner to Altrincham, and Cisse just bangs his thigh in. I think saying, come on, that's more like it. He really looks up for it, Yusufu Cisse, and we need to get him really involved. Johnson's been involved down the right, less so Cisse so far, but it's Johnson now with a corner on the left-hand side. Right-footed in swinging corner it's going to be from Johnston in towards the danger area, and it's flicked off, I think a Blyth defender was it, over the far side. Jones is the man who's there. He's going to have to, I think, play it. Yes, he does play it right next to the corner flag on this near side. Jones loses out there to Jamie Holmes, and in the end the referee sees a free kick for the challenge from James Jones. But that was a dangerous ball into the box, and the goalkeeper, who's looked like he wanted to come, sort of half came for that one, didn't get anywhere near it, John.
No, for a moment it looked really promising, the flick. You thought, could that be net bound? But no, it wasn't. But yeah, that was. So if there's any sign of uncertainty from their keeper, let's put him to the test and get some more high balls in there.
Absolutely. I think in the end we have to say, I'm not quite sure who it was, but it was an excellent defensive header in there from one of the Blyth defenders, just to flick that one away from danger. The free kick's taken by Jamieson. Long, again the aerial duel between Malt and Green. Malt again wins it, comes through for Johnson, gets away from his man there, but that's good defending from Blyth just down in front of us. There's another handball there, and the referee gives that one a less controversial handball. But just to go back to the handball decision, my feeling was that the arms were in a slightly unnatural position. They looked like he'd thrust them out slightly to make himself bigger. I think that's one of the phrases they talk about with the handball rule, and that's why I thought that was a handball decision. But it was certainly an interesting one that perhaps might not have been given 2 or 3 years ago, possibly. But well, as I say, we'll have a look at that on Alti TV. Williams has it, plays it into Hume. Hume tries to flick it into Johnson and gets it back now. Now he has got Johnson with him, but Hume does really well. Hume just really good play down the right-hand side. Hume is also starting to get into this game more, and it's out for, I think, a throw-in. Yes, a throw-in close to the corner flag, which Sean Densmore is going to take for Altrincham. Ball just dribbles back onto the pitch, and it'll go back to Densmore down. Densmore into Hancock, back to Densmore. Densmore plays that one looking for Johnston, but that's a slightly misplaced pass, and it's going to be out for a goal kick to Blyth Spartans. So around about 5 minutes to go in this first half. It's Altrincham 1, Blyth Spartans 2. Blyth ahead from goals from Jarrett Rivers and Alex Nicholson, but a John Johnston penalty has put Altrincham back in the game, and they're playing a little bit better since that goal, I would say, and would certainly hope is back in this tie as far as Altrincham is concerned. Goal kick taken. Malt wins another header. It goes forward, but it's cleared away there by Nicholson, and then Green has it, and he's able to play it left to Holmes. Holmes up against Densmore, and away from Densmore, but across comes James Jones and clears it out for a throw-in to Blyth, level with the edge of the Altrincham penalty area, and then the left-hand side for Blyth, which Michael Liddell is going to take. Liddell waiting for the options to present themselves into Rivers, who's come across to this left-hand side again. He looks a dangerous player. He always has given us problems, Jarrett Rivers, and he wins the corner off Sean Densmore with a good bit of skill. And that's obviously a tactic they look to bring Rivers across to this left-hand side and perhaps double up on against Sean Densmore and double up on this right-hand side of the Altrincham defence. Corner to Blyth. Played in towards the danger area. A couple of Altrincham players looked like they were being barged, but they managed to just about smuggle it away. Johnston has it now. Chance for a counter-attack for Johnston. He just knocks it on ahead of himself, but a Blyth defender is going to come across there. In fact, it's Nicholson all the way across from right back to cover that burst from John Johnston. And it's a throw-in to Altrincham on the halfway line, just down below us here in the commentary area, which Sean Densmore is going to take into Hancock. Hancock back to Densmore. Hannigan's in lots of space there, calling for it. That's the pass that Densmore plays. And he goes into Cisse. That's a tactic, obviously, that Altrincham trying to. Cisse comes short, and Hampson goes long. Hampson has it now, plays it into Hume. Hume does well there. Looked like he'd lost it for a second, but he has it and plays it left to Cisse now. Cisse up against his man, Youssef Cisse, tries a bit of skill, but that's good defending. The referee says it was a free kick, but I don't know, it's not quite happened for Cisse. He seems to be coming deep a lot, John, and I can see why if you're not getting the ball, but that's not where we need him.
No, it's good that he's looking for it. That's one thing, because we haven't seen the absolute best of him so far in this half. There've been a couple of flashes, a couple of times when things have worked for him, but other than that, what happened just then was pretty typical, where he tried something that didn't quite come off, but at least he's not hiding, which you get with some wingers. If it's not their night, he's at least looking for the ball, which is a good sign.
No, I think that's a very good point. Cisse he knows it's not quite happening, and he's trying to make it happen, which is what you want to see. Poor goal kick there from Blyth. Altrincham had it with Jones, but he's given it away. Chance now for a Blyth counter-attack with Maguire, and oh well, a free kick given to Blyth midway inside the Altrincham half for a foul on Jamie Holmes. I don't know, a little bit soft, John, what do you say?
I'd say very soft. I don't think Densmore was making a challenge on him. There's a little bit of a collision between the two, and certainly Sean would look fairly baffled by that decision. Pretty harsh, I thought.
The free kick's going to be taken by Connor Oliver. It looks like for Blyth, the right-footed in-swinging free kick from midway inside the Altrincham half. Comes in towards the danger area, and Thompson half came. It goes out for a goal kick in the end. He was a little bit cooler than I was about that one. I don't know about you, John, but he was in control, I think, there.
I'll probably give him the benefit of the doubt and say, yeah, he judged it at the last minute that it was going to be beyond the reach of the onrushing Blyth player, and so he let it go out for a goal kick. But yeah, certainly cooler than we were up here.
Altrincham again giving it away inside their own half here, though. It's been a little bit of a theme, and Blyth, I think, have pressed them well. Hampson's given it away again. Excellent sliding tackle from Jake Malt there. Just what was needed. Hampson has it now. Hampson into Malt. Malt spins away from one man into Hancock. Hancock lays it back to Hannigan, who hits that one long, looking for Hume, but there's a Blyth defender underneath it. That's not a great header, though, and Williams can hold on to it. Does well. That's great play from Sean Williams to get Jordan Hume away down the right-hand side now. Hume towards the edge of the penalty area. Hume, a dangerous ball into the area. It's headed up and away by, I think it was Green all the way back there. That was a good play from Altrincham, and Blyth can bring it forward, though, now on the left-hand side with Liddell. We're into the end of normal time in the first half. 2 added minutes at the end of this first half. Hampson was barged over there, and then Cisse clattered it as a 50-50 ball. This is going to be the first yellow card of the day. Alex Nicholson, that was one where I think both players had to go for it, and whoever got there second was always likely to see a yellow card, John.
Yeah, that's exactly the case. I mean, strong complaints here from Nicholson, but I don't think he's got a leg to stand on, and Cisse nearly didn't either after having his right foot taken away from him, because you're absolutely right there, Lawrence. It was a case of both having to go for it, but the fact of the matter is Cisse was that split second quicker, so when Nicholson committed, he fouled him, and it was a clear free kick, and with Cisse going at pace, it looked probably a little bit worse than it was, and hence the yellow card.
Yes, I think other wingers would have made a hell of a lot more of that, actually. I think Youssef Cisse didn't do anything, as it were, to try and draw the yellow card at all. But he was fouled. He got just a toe to the ball ahead, and both players were coming into the challenge at pace, and that is always going to be a yellow card. So free kick to Altrincham, 10 yards or so inside the Blyth half on the far side. Johnston, right-footed free kick, drills it in towards the danger area. Up go the headers, and it's a Blyth header, and then the goalkeeper is able to get that second header and falls on it, and I think he will take up most of the time that remains in this first half, around about 30 seconds or so. I make it in this first half. The sun sets away to our right hand side, lovely pink and purple sky away to the right there. Just bowls it out, does Jameson, hits it long, Hampson up, wins a good strong header, but it's headed forward now by Buddle. A bit of head tennis at the moment, but Densmore is able to get a foot in. That's a good challenge from Josh Hancock. Hancock feeds it wide right into Johnson. Is there something more in this half for Altrincham? Forward towards Hume. Hume away from a couple of players. This is good play from Jordan Hume, but it runs into traffic. Oh, into Johnson, into Williams rather. Williams, and then it's hacked away clear, and the referee blows the half-time whistle. So at half-time here, it is Altrincham 1, Blyth Spartans 2. Blyth off to a flyer. They were ahead after 10 minutes through Jared Rivers. The second goal, a screamer from Alex Nicholson, looks to have really put Altrincham's hopes in this game to bed, but John Johnston's penalty has given Altrincham some hope, and the game has looked a lot more even since then, and there is still a chance in this one for Altrincham.
So there we have it, first half action. It's Altrincham 1, Blyth Spartans 2 at half time. Phil, what did you make of the first half?
It was tough watching the opening exchanges, obviously going one down through Rivers and phase of play that we'd worked on stopping him from doing. Maybe because Dale wasn't playing and he was on the opposite side, maybe threw us a little bit in terms of with how we prepared on the opposite side. And then obviously the second goal, unbelievable goal. And when that goes in, you're sort of thinking it's not going to be your day. But obviously getting that penalty back changed the team talk at half time.
To be fair to Blyth, they played really well in the first half, and I wouldn't say they were good value for the 2-goal lead, but they were certainly good value to be ahead. And we weren't quite at the races, but we were always still in it.
Yeah, certainly. I think that's a trait of the team. The never say die attitude. They went to the end of the first half and got the rewards through a lot of pressure play, and Sean being where he needs to be on the edge of the box, putting the defender into an uncomfortable position where he's throwing his body on the line, and unfortunately for him, the referee gives a penalty, so it gives us that lifeline.
And what did you say to the players at half time?
Again, the team talk can change when the penalty goes in, because you're really in the game, and you need to keep the spirits high and just keep them believing in what they're doing, because you could see the tide had turned for us, and it had really knocked the wind out of the sails. Was getting that, not equalised, but getting that sort of consolation goal at the end of the first half. After we looked dead and buried after the second goal, but to come back, and when you get that goal, you know you're going to be on the up. So it was just about keeping spirits high, reminding them of the messages that had served us well all season, and just inspiring them to know that they could go on and win the game.
And of course, you knew from previous games that we were well capable of getting back into the game, because we got back into games that we were behind in on a number of occasions last year, and when we were sort of a couple of goals behind as well.
Yeah, as I said earlier, it's a fantastic trait of the team, never say die attitude, and a steely belief in the method of play that we use. We don't deviate away from that, and they showed that in that game, and it was so important that we did, because in the big games, you've got to play to your strengths, and our strengths playing football, and we did that.
Okay, well, let's watch the second half now. Second half of Altrincham against Blyth Spartans coming up right now.
Let's say hello to Jordan's grandmother, Annie Hume, who last time we gave her a mention, she was out putting the washing out, so she missed that. But hello to Annie, who's a big Radio Robbins fan, listens every week. Let's hope Jordan can get one for us. We started the second half. Here's Alex Sarwar.
Right, this is bad timing because Blyth are on the attack and it's wide. Right. Thanks very much, Brian. Let's do this. Second half, Altrincham 1, Blyth 2. And, well, the first half was chock full of action. It was looking hopeless at one point, at 2-0 down, but was talking earlier down low below us as the Altrincham just needed a break, needed something to go their way, and they got something their way in the shape of a penalty, and it's given them a sniff, a way back into this game. And fingers crossed for the Robins. What a massive 45 minutes coming up. It could be the final 45 minutes of the Robins season, or we could go a little bit further as Blyth take possession, left-hand side. As here is Maguire. Maguire goes through two, and Blyth opening up a potential opportunity wide across, and beats the goalkeeper, and it will go out for a throw-in to Altrincham, as deep inside the Blyth half. And as someone said in the chat as I look, never the easy way. It certainly isn't the easy way, and we'll see if Alti can get it back into this. And forgive me for my voice, that my nerves are shredded a little bit right here, as Alti will push forward with it, with Jones. Pushes into the Blyth half, and he plays it. Switched across by Molt, and Cisse won't keep it in. Yusufu Cisse, who had a very slow start to the game but came back into it. He did come back into it within the final 10 minutes. Showed promise, but he needs to show more. This is it, do or die now. Blyth have a throw in. They will take their time. They've taken their time through most of the game so far, after of course taking that very early lead. 10 minutes, that's all it was. As Williams intercepts. Hampson down the line. Cisse tries to knock on. Cisse takes possession. Attempted shrug by Hancock. Can Hancock make it? He can. He wins the ball. Oh, the referee's blown for a free kick. He's gone through the man, Hancock, but he's taken a ball. But the referee is blown up, and Senior does a foul. And well, just as Alti were about to show a bit of promise and a push forward, John, it was snuffed out there by the referee's whistle.
Yeah, well, we're right in line with that, Alex. And I don't think he did go through the back of the player. He went through the side of the player and won the ball cleanly. I think the referee maybe saw it from a different angle and thought he'd gone through the back of the player, but that was a bit of rough justice.
Rough justice indeed. Long ball in towards the Altrincham half. Bit of wrestling in there, and the ref does blow up for the Altrincham free kick. Always have to worry. Last thing you want is the referee evening things up with a penalty on the other side. But clear Alti free kick, no worries there. Thompson takes it short, passes it to Hannigan. Notice the pitch is bobbly. It's not easy for Alti to play a fast one-touch passing game. They have to take extra touches at times. Makes it difficult. The pitch was heavily watered at half-time. Here is Williams. Williams has Molt for support, uses him. Molt has Hannigan for support, he uses him. Tom Hannigan tries to push forward. The Alti attackers wanted over the top. Instead, Hannigan goes to Johnston. Here's Hancock. They drop deep for it. Here's Williams. Williams looking for Hulme. Couldn't quite make it. Launched clear by Blyth. There may be a lot of that in this second half. They hold the 2-1 lead. As it stands, Blyth Spartans are going to be going to Chorley this weekend to compete in the playoff semi-final. Unless Alti can do something about it in this second half. Tony Thompson gives it to Jones. Densmore comes forward to receive if needs be. Instead, Jones goes ahead of him to Johnston. Johnston with his back to goal has to go backwards. And Williams, this is really good pressing from Blyth, making it difficult for Alti. Molt. Alti do well to try and play themselves into a bit of space here, though. Hannigan to Molt. Space again inside the Blyth half, though. Now Cisse moves in. Left-hand side. Two men on him, Cisse. And a free kick has been given. And Yusufu Cisse, the story of his night so far, he's trying to take players on, but it's not happening. It's not coming off. He's not beating them. He's up against stern competition there. Alex Nicholson is the number 2. And so far, he's been unable to stop him. Of course, it was Nicholson with that unbelievable goal. The second goal for Blyth. Well, the game he's had so far. Long ball over the top. It's a good one. And Jones might have to come across here. He needs to deal with this. He's in a tough battle with Holmes, and Holmes comes out on the end of it. And Hulme does very well second time round. Holmes wanted the free kick, but James Jones dealt with it well. And Densmore needs to try and get it clear. He gives it to Jones. Two Blyth players converging. Really good press from Blyth, but Densmore manages to get it out. Alti just about keep possession. They've done well there, because that was a heavy Blyth press, and they've managed to get out with it. The ball forward isn't good. And Spartans take possession. And Rivet goes over the top. goes over the top looking for Maguire, the captain, and he keeps it in too. Is he going to win a corner from that? He's not, but he's going to go past Densmore. Densmore thought the ball went out. It didn't. Maguire goes on. Maguire tries a shot. That's blocked. It's going to come out to Holmes, and it's just wide. Oh, what a close call that was. Sean Densmore stopped. He didn't play to the whistle. You've got to do that. And they almost paid the price, John.
Yeah, you've taken the words out of my mouth there, Alex. That's exactly what I was going to say. I thought to myself, I can't believe I'm saying this about somebody as experienced as Sean Densmore, but you can't stop, hold your hands up and say that's out of play when you rely on the referee or the linesman seeing it and giving it. You play to the whistle, and Sean very nearly paid the price for that.
Very much so. Notice something in the chat. Would anyone change anything? Bring on Poole, says Cornish Robin. At this point, it's difficult to tell. I don't think Phil Parkinson will be looking to ring a change too early at this point. He'll want to give the second half at least a bit of time. We've only had 6 minutes of it so far before looking at perhaps making a change. But I agree, you look at the bench and you do see James Poole and you think he might be that man to conjure a bit of magic, because so far Alty in front of goal have looked pretty toothless. Of course, it was a penalty that got them their goal back. Here is Johnston. He has looked dangerous, as always, whenever he's got on the ball. Here's Jordan Hulme. He's looked good too, but not had enough of a sniff. He's dropped deep just to get on the ball. Here is Hannigan for Altrincham. As the Robins push forward. Hampson to Cisse. Cisse keeps possession. Now it's Hampson again. Hampson tries to play it to Cisse, but it's been cut out. It's not a great ball, really, from Hampson. And now it's the other way around as Alty try and influence the press. And Blyth tried to play it forward only as far as Hannigan, who does well. Here's Molt. Molt, good control, Jake Molt through the middle, but he just ran it a little bit too far, and Blyth will come out with it. Hampson backs out of any 50-50. And he goes in for that. That's a great tackle that from Connor Hampson. Really well played. And finds some space for himself. And he just couldn't play the tackle. He couldn't play the pass. He played the wrong ball. He should have gone to Cisse left-hand side. Instead, he's missed out. And now Rivers has possession for Blyth. A few lollipop step-overs, goes forward central here. And now space for Green. Is Green going to have a shot edge of the box? He does. It takes a block. And it comes to an Alty player. And here's Williams, goes forward, good ball, Hancock turns it, Hancock does well, and has space, tried to feed in Jordan Hulme, it's been cut out though. But a poor ball ahead, and Alty will take possession. Here is Cisse, back to goal, turns on the side, is Jordan Hulme onside, he is, Jordan Hulme's onside, space left hand side, Jordan Hulme into the area, can he cut inside, Jordan Hulme shoots, oh it's over the bar and out of the ground. What an opportunity for Jordan Hulme, the through ball was great, that's Alty's best opportunity so far, you have to say. Hulme made space for himself in the box, cut inside, but he leant back and he just couldn't keep it down, John.
No, you always sense something's going to happen when Jordan gets the ball in that sort of situation, and you can tell he's in the mood to cause problems, and he did weave past one challenge after another, opening up the space for a shot, unfortunately over the bar, but that sort of intent is what we want to see, and we just need to build on that.
One chance goes for Altrincham. Blyth have a goal kick. The fans below us to our left-hand side in the popular end of the ground are making a fantastic atmosphere. Equal by the away support behind that goal. Alty shooting from right to left this time. As the ball is hit forward, Jordan Hulme will push it, but it will come out to the keeper. Hulme will have to come again because this Blyth goalkeeper, Jameson, who I think has had a really good game so far. I think he's any long balls towards him, he's collected and done really well with them. Obviously can't do much with a penalty, but he came close. As he takes hold of the ball now, and he's taken as much time as he possibly can. As we have an attendance down here, 1,698 here at the J. Davidson Stadium this evening. A fantastic crowd here for this Vanarama National League North playoff match. Can the vast majority of those being Altrincham supporters be rewarded? They need a goal, and they need it very soon. Here's Cisse, stays on his feet. Yusufu Cisse plays it to Williams, does well. He's got Molt in support. Molt has Hampson to his left. Is he going to pick him out? He is. Here is Connor Hampson left-hand side. He's going to be in a 1v1. Goes towards the middle. Here's Hulme for the ball. Hulme in the area for Alty. Tries to get it on his right foot. He does. He has a shot, but it's blocked. And Oliver will come out with it. And the ball will be played up. And it will be held up by the Blyth captain, Daniel Maguire. Inside his own half. Has to go backwards. Long ball forward. Altrincham are seeing, John, Altrincham are seeing more and more and more of this second ball. It is encouraging signs so far.
Yeah, just a little mini spell where we've been on top, we've had possession, and we've made the most of possession, and we started looking a bit more dangerous, a bit more like it. We just need to expand that over a greater length of time now.
Have to keep this pressure up. Tom Hannigan for Altrincham. Now Densmore. Crowd making some brilliant noise. As here's Josh Hancock now for Alty. Hancock, that's a great tackle though. Really good tackle from the left back there. And Blyth come away with it. They come away with possession and attempted playing long ball. It does feel though like Blyth aren't perhaps maybe showing the cutting edges for. They're playing the ball forward, but it's coming back at them, but they're holding it up well. And Hannigan has to go back to Tony Thompson here, and he does. And Thompson will give it back to Hannigan as Alty will look to build again. We've got around 56 minutes on the clock so far. 90-minute game. Altrincham 1, Blyth Spartans 2 in this playoff match. Hampton to Williams. To Hulme, tries to hold it up. He's got Hampton with him. Jordan Hulme is holding up. Attempted ball to Hampton, just didn't quite have the height on it, but a really good idea from Jordan Hulme. Long ball out. Again, Alt's going to take that second ball in possession. Williams to Molt. Jake Molt is seeing a lot of the ball. It's encouraging signs. He's been well tonight, Jake Molt. And here is John Johnston. He's got Densmore with him if needed. He uses Sean Densmore for Alty. Back to Johnston. He just couldn't keep hold of possession, and Blyth can come out with it. Just as you think Alty are about to carve an opportunity, Blyth manages to get that tackle in and that foot, and now they play it forward, and it needs to be dealt with, and it is dealt with. Well played from Jones. And the ball forward, no offside is called. Blyth wanted the offside, they're not going to get it. And Jones's pass again is cut out. And I think we're maybe seeing a substitution fairly soon. I see the board starting to flash, but we'll keep you updated if anything does happen, if any changes are made on either side, of course. It's really good. The atmosphere is crackling here. It's a fantastic atmosphere here at the Jadon Stadium. A real noise being made from the Altrincham faithful. As here is Williams. Now Hannigan pushing further forward, left-hand side. Hampson is going to keep it in. Connor Hampson. Can he get in on that left foot? Can he cross it? Has that taken a block? It hasn't, has it? No, that's the referee's given a corner. He has given a corner. Wasn't sure from our left-hand side whether it had taken a block or not. It has. And John Johnson will have another opportunity now. So far, nothing has come of these. I think the goalkeeper has dealt with them really well. He's come out, he's been bold, and he's claimed anything close to him. Has to be a good delivery from Johnston. Cisse comes up for a short. It goes long. It's a good one. Oh, it's just nodded away. And it will come out to Densmore. Is Densmore going to shoot? Sean Densmore, he's leant back. He's leant back. And just like Jordan Hulme, it's out of the ground. And Altrincham, they need to try and test this goalkeeper. They need to get something on target and test the keeper. They're showing signs. We've said it before, John. Extended spell of pressure, but they're not testing the goalkeeper.
No, that was a shame. I can't believe I'm saying it about somebody who's been around as long as Sean Densmore has done, as well as Sean Densmore has. But when he latched onto that and nudged it forward, I thought this is a great chance. He didn't get his head over the ball. That's why it sailed over the bar. Such a shame. So it's typical Sean Densmore. This is my ball. I'm going to make an opportunity for myself. And he leathered it, but always over the bar.
Goal kick taken. Up and over the top. Is it going to be one? It is from Alty. Can they get the second ball though? It will come out with it. It will go back to Thompson. Thompson has to watch the bobble. And he plays it out and does well. Tom Hannigan. Hannigan has possession. He will push up with it as we approach the hour mark of this game. Hampton over the top. And is that a foul? It is surely a foul. It is a foul. Had to be. Jake Molt barged over. And Alty have a free kick here in a position where they'll look at it and they'll think we can swing this in the box in a dangerous position. Gives me an opportunity to thank our match commentary sponsor, Kids Disco Parties. #1 children's entertainment provider in the Northwest, catering for private birthday parties for children aged 4 to 11 years. www.kidsdiscoparties.com for more information there. We thank them for their sponsorship of Radio Robbins for tonight's match. And here's the free kick. John Johnston will take. I think that's going to be high, wide and Hampton, and it's straight into the crowd. Alty are just leaning. It feels like they're panicking, John. It feels like they're not thinking about it as much. They're taking their time, almost getting too excited so much at the set piece and just leaning back and blasting it away. Finding it very difficult to put in the perfect delivery or the perfect shot.
Well, I can see what Johnson was thinking there. It's just a poor execution. He wanted to deliver it with pace and a bit of bend, but equally you've got to make sure the elevation's right, and he just got right underneath that and sailed it. As soon as it left his boot, you could see it was going beyond everybody at the far post. It was a real waste.
Nice goal kick taken again that's any positive, it is that Alti are continuously winning these second balls and are continuously trying to attack. You would hope that they can carve a proper opportunity out here. John Johnston, is he going to try and do it himself? He got past one, unable to get past two, and well cleared by Alex Nicholson. Here's Williams. Now Hampson. He's got Hancock with him. Here is Hulme. Hulme holds it up, does well. He's got Hancock over the top. Hulme tried to pick it out, but it's been cut out. Josh Hancock not been in the game. Not been in the game enough here as Hancock. Williams intercepts. The two centre midfielders have been really good tonight for Altrincham, I think. And Williams tries to play a ball to Cisse. Couldn't quite control it. It bobbled over, and the goalkeeper will take possession again, and he will take time. Enough time for me to thank our main sponsors at Radio Robbins, Ashley Mowers Garden Machinery. Keep your garden equipment in top condition with a fully stocked parts department and after-sales servicing, repairs and sharpening. Ashley Mowers will ensure your mower always works as and when it should. Visit ashleymowers.com for more information. We thank them for their sponsorship of Radio Robbins this season, and also tonight's match commentary sponsor as well, Kids Disco Parties. So we are going to see a change, and it's going to be James Poole who is going to be coming on. Phil Parkinson is twisting, and it looks like it's going to be Yusuf Cisse that comes off. Not been able to get in the game tonight as Cisse. He trudges off. He showed signs late on in the first half, but overall he was unable to beat players. And I'm assuming this will mean that Altrincham will do what they did so often to good effect in the Evo Stick Premier League last season, and that is move Hancock out wide and have James Poole in the number 10 spot. And that is what we're seeing. Hancock has gone left, Johnston has gone right, James Poole in the number 10 position in the hole, just behind Jordan Hulme. It worked a treat many matches in the Evo Stick Premier. Will it happen this time? There's a possible mistake here. Alti have committed. Tony Thompson has committed. He needs to get back in his goal. Could be an opportunity for Blyth. Will they have a shot? He's got space. It's going to come out for an opportunity to the shot, and it's just wide. It's taken a touch as the goalkeeper made the save. Tony Thompson may well have made a fantastic save there. It was Jared Rivers. Awful from Altrincham, all off their own self, their own mistakes. They almost paid the ultimate price, and it looks like Tony Thompson for now may have bailed them out, John.
Well, he's done it twice over. That was James Jones made a complete hash of the back pass, and it looked like being a blind part. Tony Thompson was out of his blocks like Usain Bolt. That was brilliant to get there and make the block tackle. Still danger with Rivers' shot. That was a full-leg flying save, so well done at the double.
Still danger now. Corner kick, big opportunity. And nodded clear. Alti have to push out. They have to push out. They cannot afford to lose the third goal. To get one back in a playoff is hard enough, but to get two, I fear that could be it. Jones is up. Jones wins it. Better from James Jones. He needs support. He needs to look up, and he sliced this clearance. Poor from James. Is the pressure perhaps getting to him a little bit? Johnston back to Densmore. Densmore forward, controlled well, nice by James Poole, really nice. Attempted through ball to Johnston. Is Johnston going to get there? He is. John Johnston, he's over skied the cross, leant back again. They just cannot get it right in that final third, Altrincham. They cannot fashion. They've fashioned one real clear-cut opportunity so far from Jordan Hulme, and he put it high and over the top. But that there, John, was an encouraging sign from James Poole coming on. Lovely turn and through ball.
Well, he's a cool old head. He won't be the least bit flustered. You can be certain of that. He's seen it, done it. So I think we'll see the best of James Poole. I think that's why he's been brought on with still a fair bit of the game to go, to exert the influence we know he can do. And we need that, because for all the pressure we've had and the improvement, if you like, in possession and pressure, the final ball's been all awry far too often.
Poole is after the chase, beaten to it. And the long ball forward, and Jones is going to have to do some work. He'll probably let it go for a throw, and he will. We're not far off 20 minutes through the second half. Time, it's that point of the game now. Time is starting to tick away, and we start to look at the clock a little bit more often than we did at the start of the half. They need a goal, and the crowd have gone a bit silent as well. You feel like they know it. They're a bit worried. They'll have to be wondering with these final balls, is this going to be our night? Blyth have played very well, to their credit. They've defended superbly. They've scored two fantastic goals. It's not over yet. Tom Hannigan, the great through ball to Hampson. Hampson's onside. Hampson ball in the box is good. Oh, and James Poole has just got it wide. He couldn't. He stretched with everything he got. He got something on it, but it just wasn't enough to turn it goalwards. But that was Alti at its best there. The through ball was perfect, the cross was almost perfect, and Poole stretched with everything he had, and in the end he just couldn't quite have enough to put it in the net there, John.
No, we need something like that to go our way. Just that little bit of luck. I mean, everything about that build-up was looked to be spot on. Even the low cross from Hampson troubled the goalkeeper, but just out of reach of James Poole at the far post.
Johnson takes possession, another attempted through ball. Jordan Hume will chase. He's got 2 Blyth players to deal with. Cleared away, but it will come out to a Spartans player, and they will keep it. 1 Blyth player is down. Alti won't be putting the ball out of play, I suspect, but Blyth, I think, will. They do. They put it out, and this will allow some treatment. As I think it's a bit too early for cramp. It looks like he has a knock. He's clutching his ankle, I think. Maybe he's taking a kick in there somewhere, and it will give Alti the opportunity, as they did around midway through the first half when they were 2-0 down, to just get together. And if you remember in the first half, John, they got together, they had a long chat, and not long after, they managed to get themselves a penalty. Something like that could be useful again this time.
I remember clearly, I just didn't get the chance to say at the time, but Alex, but it was when when Jameson came out for a cross and inadvertently trampled on one of his teammates, and there was quite a lengthy delay, and I noticed that Jake Moles and Sean Densmore called the players together, and it was almost like a little mini huddle, and it was clear they were saying, look, come on, we're not doing ourselves justice. We need to play as we know we can, forget the occasion, just play our football, and it did have the desired effects. And yeah, I think that's what it needs. Again, just a quiet word, just to try and regroup and gather your thoughts and play something like we've seen Altrincham for so much of the season.
Long delay here, as if to add the agonising tension on. I strongly expect there's going to be a lot of injury time off the back of this. And, well, we don't want it to go there. Connor Hampson's coming over now. I think we are just about finished with the stoppage. I think the referee is going to order the ball to reset. At the moment, it's the Blyth fans that are making the noise. Fantastic away turnout, it has to be said, on a Wednesday night for a long trip. Alti throw the ball back. Alti will need their fans to get behind them very soon at this point. It does feel like it's just gone a bit flat. The belief may be draining away. Altrincham needs something. Blyth are going to make a substitution imminently. It's a long ball. Header is won by Molt. Hancock has time down on this left-hand side. Plays it to Poole. Poole goes backwards to Molt. Molt to Poole, but Poole slipped and Blyth come out with it. And Blyth breaking in numbers through the middle here. They've got a lot of space in the middle, and here is Oliver. Oliver to Rivers on this right-hand side. Jared Rivers up against Connor Hampson. Rivers takes an extra touch. 2 Alti players converge. Can Rivers win the corner? He can't win the corner. Well played, Connor Hampson. Goal kick. Taken quick. Oh, and it stops because it's going to be a substitute. It's going to be a substitution. Blyth are going to make the change. And that'll be me for now anyway, potentially for the season. I'm going to pass you over to John. John will give you discussion about the second half so far. He'll also describe this substitution taking place now for Blyth. And then he'll pass you over to Lawrence Harrith, who will hopefully not take you to the end of this game if there's going to be extra time. Fingers crossed our season will extend. John, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Alex. I think it's Wrightson coming on for Holmes, it looks like. Yeah, summary so far, well, it's much more like it from Altrincham. There's much more urgency. You can see we're doing everything we can to get back on level terms, but really it's still lacking. It's still lacking that bit of composure. It's still lacking that final ball, and we really need to improve that if we're to get back into it, I'd say, Lawrence.
Yeah, so that substitution, just to confirm, is 17 Adam Wrightson coming on for 11 Jamie Holmes for Blyth. Sean Williams has it now, just in front of us. Night's fallen here now, black dark skies above us. Altrincham have just over 20 minutes plus added time to stay in this playoff campaign. Hampson now into Hancock, little bit of space. Hancock, right-footed shots, bubbles through towards the goalkeeper, but Peter Jameson does well in the end, holds on to it. He had to, Hume was following up that shot well, but Jameson kept hold of the ball securely there, and he can kick it now up into the night sky. Poole gets a good touch, and then looked like he might have been barged, but another Blyth player slips, but then eventually he can clear it wide right. Hampson, though, can win a header. He wins a second header, does well there, Connor Hampson. And now Josh Hancock has it, but a heavy touch from Hancock straight into Nicholson. Ball breaks, though, instead for Sean Williams. Williams works it back now to Hannigan. Hannigan into Densmore. Densmore into Sean Williams. Williams forward to Hancock. Bit of space, tried to thread it one through for James Poole. Good covering tackle there from Buddle to get rid of it for Blyth. And then the Blyth clearance is charged down by John Johnston over there, and it's going to be a throw-in to Blyth close to their own corner flag. As that Blyth player was being treated, I noticed as well that Connor Hampson was having a little bit of treatment. I think he might have slightly tweaked something on that run forward that led to James Poole's chance on the stretch. Couldn't quite stretch to get it, and he looked like he was just getting a bit of a treatment to a hamstring or something like that, back of his calf, but he seems okay at the moment. Blyth have it, they hit it long. Hannigan is there and should just work that one back to Tony Thompson. He does. Thompson just taps it forward for Tom Hannigan. Hannigan goes left to Hampson. Hampson turns it round the corner, but that goes straight to Nicholson. Nicholson, oh, Hancock does well, didn't know a lot about it, it just deflected off him, but it does allow Altrincham to regain possession, which they have now from Malt. Malt looks on the wide right there towards Johnson. He looks as just the first time nod on towards Densmore, who was overlapping on the inside, but didn't quite get there. It was cut out, played forward now by Blyth. Jones with a more secure pass back to Thompson, and is one of his recent ones. Thompson hits that long, but Nicholson is able to win it, and it's in midfield, flicked forward by Oliver and controlled surely by the hand there by Kieran Green. It was free kick to Altrincham, 10 yards or so inside their own half, taken quickly by Malt to Hannigan to Hampson. Hampson now. Malt just loses the ball under his feet for a second, but he's under no pressure, so he's able to go and get it and plays it into Sean Densmore, cropping up in the centre circle now. Densmore wide right to Johnston. Johnston drops it off looking for Poole, but I think he could have gone himself there. Blyth have intercepted it now, and they have a chance to attack down their left-hand side. Good foot in from Sean Densmore to rob the substitute Wrightson there, and they have it now. Altrincham in the centre circle, chance to break forward with Sean Williams. The ball's on for Johnston down the right hand side. That's where it's going. Can he get through past his man? Gets a lucky ricochet, but he has to go back and retrieve it after a second ricochet. Then he gets away from his man and surely fouled there. He was fouled. Oh, the referee possibly could have played on there. It was played into Human in an interesting area, but well, that was a cynical one. I'd be surprised if this isn't a yellow card, John. It looks like it might well be for the left back Michael Liddell.
Yes, absolutely. Maybe just a little bit of hesitation for the referee to see what was happening. He might have allowed play to go on. It did look as if Johnson had been stopped in his tracks, but his determination enabled him to wriggle free. However, it is a free kick in a dangerous position. Let's see if we can make something of this.
Yes, and the free kick options have increased now for Altrincham with James Poole being on the pitch. The referee just asking the ball to go back a yard or two. Poole and Johnson lining over it. It's on the far side. Altrincham attacking the goal to our left, the checkers end as we look at it. So either a left-footed in-swinger from Poole or a right-footed out-swinger from Johnston. Johnson runs over it. Poole into the danger area. Doesn't beat the first man though, but it goes all the way back to Poole. Poole waiting to see what develops. Poole goes outside. He's got Johnson, who's made all the way back there to help him out. Plays it into Hume. Hume away from his man. Does well. Little back heel. Works his way to Jake Malt. Shooting chance for Malt, and he's blocked. I think that might well have been goal bound. And I think in the end, it was a defender. It might have been Jordan Watson possibly who might have got the block. John, you think somebody else? You think it was Atkinson, number 10? Yes, I think you're probably right there, John. But that was well worked, intricate bit of play from Altrincham, and it looked to me like Jake Malt's shot was goal bound. Corner to Altrincham, played deep towards the far side. Good defensive header in there from Blyth, and the free kick is conceded by Altrincham. But, well, that was an intricate bit of play between Hume and a couple of others. It laid back into Malt, and that looked goal-bound to me, John.
I think so, yeah. It was Hume. Typical wriggling run in an impossible situation. And then I think it might have been Poole involved as well. And it worked its way back to Jake Malt. And looking at Jake's reaction, I think it was goal-bound. He steadied himself, hit it. It just struck Atkinson on the head. And Jake was absolutely arms in the air. You could tell how close he thought he'd scored.
Goal kick taken, flicked on though now by Hancock. Hancock has it down this left-hand side into Williams, slightly short the pass, and it's picked off. Green has it now into Maguire. Maguire turns away. Williams tries to get back and get a touch on him. Maguire, he's going to look for a 1-2 here. Maguire's through, clean through on goal. He stumbles. Maguire's still there. It's blocked. Brilliant block back there. It looked like for all the world he was just going to wait to get up off his knees and just stroke it into the back of the net, but somehow I think it was James Jones who got back there. The danger's not away, and it's with Atkinson now. That was brilliant play from Blyth. This 1-2 touch play, these quick interchange of passes around the edge of the Altrincham penalty area have hurt them so far. They nearly hurt them again there. It's still with Blyth, and the right-footed shot is wild and it goes over the bar. Brilliant play from Blyth, and a crucial goal-saving block from James Jones.
It absolutely was, yeah. Jones took out a leg from nowhere to block that. It had to be a goal otherwise. I think Maguire might have been complaining that he was held back. I think he felt he might perhaps have had a penalty. Certainly it looked as if he was going to tuck it away, then he delayed, and in the end, as he was about to shoot, Jones was there out of nowhere, absolutely without a question at all. He saved a goal there.
Yes, I think if I was and the Blyth players are surrounding the referee and talking about that incident, it was a slightly strange one, because it looked like it was so simple for him to just stroke it in that almost, but I think there might have been a little clip on him, and I don't know what you thought, John, about whether there was a penalty chance there. Yeah,
before the Jones challenge, it gave Jones a chance to get his foot in and block it. Somebody, it might have been Hannigan, was on his tail, and he felt he might have been blocked.
Hume has it now down the right-hand side, but that's good covering from the Blyth defender. We should say that Simon Richmond has come onto the pitch for Altrincham. He's replaced Sean Williams. It looks like there's another substitution now, and this is going to be the second substitution for Blyth. It's going to be Kieran Green coming off, and he's going to be replaced by Sean Reid. So number 15, Sean Reid, on for Kieran Green. Round about 13 minutes of time left here for the Robins. It's been a more even second half, I'd say. Really, at the moment, the difference between these two sides is that first half hour where Blyth, I think, were the better side. Since then, it's been a pretty even game. Chances at both ends, both teams looking threatening, both teams going for it. It's been the sort of game I think it was always very likely to be. Two attack-minded sides just thinking, let's win this tie, and that's how it's been. But at the moment, it's Blyth who are winning it 2-1. Tom Hannigan has it on the halfway line for the Robins, plays it left to Hampson. Hampson back to Richmond. Square to Malt. Malt forward into Densmore. Densmore in the centre circle. He gets robbed there by Wrightson, and it's a break on here for Blyth. Wrightson, he has a man to his left. Wrightson runs into a bit of a danger, goes down, and he's given a free kick just on the edge of the penalty area. I thought for a second that was a penalty that there was going to be given there, but he's given it for an earlier challenge by Malt, and it's a free kick right on the edge of the penalty area.
Once he blew and pointed, I thought penalty. I really did. I thought if he gives it, I wasn't thinking it was necessarily a foul. We couldn't tell. It looks as if it might have been, but once he decided it was, the referee, I feared the worst. But he's actually decided the first contact was right on the edge of the area, and that's where the free kick is.
Didn't seem an awful lot in that challenge. It looked like he sort of ran into danger. You'd say there was more of a challenge on Maguire inside the penalty area in that previous incident that John was describing. But nonetheless, this is an extremely dangerous free kick situation. It's just to the left-hand side as Blyth look at it of the penalty area, and it's only, what, a yard or so outside. A pretty perfect spot for a free kick. It looks like it's going to be Connor Oliver or Michael Liddell. Oliver right-footed, Liddell left-footed. The referee's got the wall back. The required distance. A few discussions still from the referee, but he blows his whistle now. And here comes the free kick from Oliver. It's a terrible one. It clears the bar, it clears the roof of the Golf Road. So with 11 minutes or so here to go, let's remind you, of course, that our main sponsors here on Radio Robins are Ashley Mowers Garden Machinery. You can keep your garden equipment in top condition with a fully stocked parts department and after-sales servicing, repairs and sharpening. Ashley Mowers will ensure your mower always works as and when it should, and their website is ashleymowers.com. The attendance just announced there as 1698, 1698. Altrincham have taken that goal kick, and it's come back now to Tony Thompson. Plays it forward to Hannigan. Hannigan goes left to Connor Hampson, rather to Jake Malt, just in front of us here. Malt goes square to Richmond. Richmond right into James Jones. Jones into Johnson, who gets Densmore away down the right-hand side. Densmore, dangerous ball across the face of the goal, and it was Poole closing on it, and it was well defended in the end there by Alex Nicholson. That was an excellent bit of play, John, and Poole just couldn't quite get on the end of it.
Yeah, it was quick and incisive. It's just what we needed that we haven't seen enough of throughout the game, but that really was, it deserved better than the corner we're about to be taken.
So corner's going to be taken from this left-hand side. Johnston, Poole offers himself for the short corner, plays it back into Johnston. Bit of space here for Simon Richmond on the edge of the area. Richmond tries a curling shot. It's headed away from danger. This is a chance for a counter-attack now for Blyth. He's got acres of space as Wrightson, the substitute, here up against Densmore. Johnston tries to get back and does superbly, John Johnston. And this is going to be end-to-end stuff now, because Johnson can bring it forward. He tries to get Hume away down the right-hand side, and it's out for a throw-in, or is the referee given a free kick? I think he might have given a free kick. Johnston caught late. Yes, he has. It's going to be a free kick to Altrincham, just inside the Blyth half, which Densmore takes quickly into Jake Malt. Malt to Hampson. Hampson looking for options ahead of him. Hasn't got really many that are presenting themselves. If Hannigan stayed forward there, but he's jogging his way back now. Jones plays it into Poole. Poole dropping deep. Poole looking for a run forward from Richmond there. Doesn't quite go for him there. And it goes instead to Johnston. It's cleared by Blyth, but Malt does well. Comes across, takes charge. Malt looking left towards Hancock. Hancock chests it down well. He's offside. Offside, Josh Hancock. And one thing, just at this stage, John, one thing I feel is, I looked at the bench, and the only thing that surprised me slightly was the bench. No Callum Dolan, and I don't know, it's a different type of bench to the one that Phil seems to have named for league games, a slightly more cover all the bases bench, but isn't it a different philosophy, it looks like? We'd like one or two of those attacking players possibly now.
Yeah, it is cover all the bases, really. I guess he felt, well, I've got to have a substitute keeper in case I need an out-and-out defender in case. That's Ben Harrison. And then you thought, well, do you say to Harrop, Poole or Richmond, sorry, you're not involved in the 16, but it would have been nice to have seen Callum Dolan. He's a perfect young lad as a substitute, a weapon to come and try and make something happen.
Yes, I think Chadwick would possibly be on as well if he was on the bench, but no, Chadwick, I think they're both fit as far as I know, but as it is, Altrincham, the players remaining, well, Ben Harrison, I guess Max Harrop might well come on at some stage, but of course they've got to keep their powder dry to some extent, because there could be extra time, so they've got to bear that in mind. A throw into Altrincham from Connor Hampson down the left-hand side. Poole spins, does well. Little nutmeg there on Jarrett Rivers. Lovely ball from Poole into Hancock, into Jordan Hume now. Hume cutting inside. There's Richmond, space wide right. Richmond was surely caught late. Well, play goes on. Johnston has it down the right-hand side. Johnson away from his man, does well, Johnson. The man tries to rugby tackle him. Johnson's cross is blocked. Goes in for a tackle. Wrightson has really thrown himself about, and that time the free kick was given against John Johnson. I thought that was nothing much wrong with that one. It looked like a fairly 50-50 tackle, but it's a free kick to Blyth, admittedly, midway inside their own half. John Johnson looks a little bit mystified there. It looks like Blyth are getting ready to make their third and final substitution here. But I don't think it's going to happen quite yet. So there's players stripped and ready to come on. A free kick to Blyth, midway inside their own half, which the goalkeeper Peter Jameson is going to come forward and take. In fact, they're stopping it, and now they are going to take the substitute. Are going to make the substitution, are they? Well, the referee, if they were going to make the substitution, they could have made it 20 or 30 seconds ago. I'm not quite sure about that one. Or is he? Quite sure, yes, they are going to wait and make the substitution. I think it looks like Louis Lang who's coming on over on that far side. Yes, 16 Louis Lang coming on for number 8 Connor Oliver. Connor Oliver takes a second to adjust his socks as he makes his way off. Well, we can't be too angry about that. Altrincham players would do just the same thing in the same situation. Round about 6 minutes of normal time left here as Blyth make their final change. Louis Lang replacing Connor Oliver. And on he comes, and so the free kick can now finally be taken by Blyth, by the goalkeeper Peter Jameson. Jameson launches that one long, headed forward by Jake Malt. All the ball spins through there. Looked like Thompson wanted, James Jones wanted Thompson to come. He didn't come. Jones had to deal with it in the end. Altrincham in the end did okay with that one, but that's a poor pass from Josh Hancock into Dan Maguire, edge of the penalty area. Good defending from Tom Hannigan, and it's hacked away by James Jones. And the Blyth defender gets underneath the header there. Hume trying to get in there, and they run into trouble, and then he was tripped. Richmond absolutely incensed with that decision. He might have talked himself into a booking here, Simon Richmond, but it looked to me like he'd just run into trouble there, John.
Yeah, absolutely crowded out. That was all it was. He just lost out to sheer numbers of Oldie players around him, hustling for the ball, no infringement whatsoever. And I don't blame Simon Richmond. and to a lesser extent Jordan Hume for being incandescent with that decision.
So it is a free kick to Blyth, round about halfway by the time the players bowled it forwards. Launched long, and that's going to go right out for a goal kick. That's not a particularly good free kick from Blyth. It's Tony Thompson's going to look to take. He's going to take it quickly to Hannigan now. Hannigan coming forward into a bit more space now. Blyth perhaps dropping a little bit deeper, looking to play more on the counter with Hampson now, but he's again being harried. I think Alex mentioned that in the first half, and that's not a great pass from Hampson. It just about makes its way through to James Jones. I think Blyth's pressing of Altrincham has perhaps been absolutely key to this game. They've really not given Altrincham time on the ball. Hannigan comes forward now into Hume. Good bit of defending, but Hampson can pick it up. Good play from Richmond just to spin away from his man. Into space there for Jones. Jones brings it forward now. A little bit crowded now. Jones threads it through, looking for Hannigan, an unlikely player and the right attacking player. Now it's Johnston. Johnston into the danger area. Johnston plays it across. Can it break here for Hancock? And just wide! Oh, what a chance that was. A snapshot from Josh Hancock from 10 yards, and it just went wide of the far post. What a chance.
Was that the one? You always think with the minutes ticking away there'll be another chance for Roderick. There may yet be another one, but that was the one where you felt that probably should have been tucked away. It was a great position. It was incredibly close, just wide of the right-hand post. John Johnson bursting in from the right, and the ball just broke for Josh Hancock. He hit it instinctively, and you thought this must be it, but just wide.
I'd say actually Josh Hancock has looked better since he's gone to the left. Actually, that substitution of James Poole has worked well. But as John said, it was really just an instinctive one. The ball just came to him. A little bit of argy-bargy between Malt and Green, who've been engaged in a running battle. Referee not happy with that free kick being taken there for some reason. Perhaps the ball was rolling. Asked for it to be taken again. But yes, an instinctive chance from Hancock, and he just had to hit it as a snapshot, and it just went wide. Keeper was statuesque there, though. Altrincham have it down the left-hand side with Jordan Hume. Hume in towards the danger area. Hancock chests it down, tries to get it away on the turn to Densmore. It'll go towards Jake Malt, but it's run out of it, and Blyth on the counter-attack. It's Wrightson again down this left-hand side. Oh, that's good play from Maguire away from Jones. Running it towards the corner at the moment. Maguire is up against Poole, and Poole's all the way back there, and Jones as well. Good foot in from Jones, and he manages to just turn it off Madan Maguire out for an Altrincham throw-in. It's in front of the Community Sports Hall. Poole takes it quickly. It comes to Tom Hannigan. Hannigan, left-footed ball towards Jordan Hume. Jordan Hume in the left-hand side, back to goal. Played forward there by Richmond. Good ball. Hancock has it. Hancock on halfway. Turns, plays it now to Jordan Hume. Down the left, he's got two players for company, but Hume holds on to it. Complaints from the Altrincham players down below us that there was a foul by Rivers, nothing given, and Rivers is able to get that ball back to the goalkeeper, who hits it long. Hannigan's underneath it, wins the header, but it's not a great one, that, and it's headed forward by Blyth, but that will fall instead to James Jones into the final, well, minute and a half of normal time here at the J. Davidson Stadium. Altrincham 1, Blyth Spartans 2. James Poole has it. Poole plays it wide right to Johnston. Johnston coming inside. Johnston tries to get away from two, but in the end that was an uncertain looking bit of defending, and it's out for a corner to Altrincham. The noise is building up from the supporters on the popular side beneath us here. Corner to Altrincham. They're putting pretty much everybody forward here apart from Sean Densmore. John Densmore's been left back one-on-one. They're going to chance their arm here a little bit, so they have to. Corner into the danger area. Flicked half away. Can Hampson win a header? He can. Another header away. Can Richmond, rather it's Poole, can get onto it and plays it back to Johnston. Into Poole again. Poole shimmies away from his man. Poole low shot. Peel for a handball as the ball bounced up. Oh, and a slip there at the crucial moment from Jake Malt. Chance of a counter-attack. It looked like might have hit the player's hand, but an accidental one. And Blyth have it down their left-hand side now with Maguire. Good foot in from Densmore, but it's out for a throw-in to Blyth. Any thoughts on that handball appeal there, John?
It was a really strange one, Lawrence. The ball almost seemed to just spring into the air from nowhere, and I think it might have caught the players at the defender's hand, but there was certainly no intent there, and I'm not sure he could have got out of the way. I'm not quite sure how the ball bounced up like that, but I don't think we had too much of a case really, and then Jake Bolt slipping at the crucial moment. 4 added minutes. Brian Finn amongst those not happy with that
4 minutes and the amount of time wasting has been going on, the number of substitutions, that doesn't seem very generous indeed. I agree with John. I think it was also perhaps one of those where the handball, you'll get one but you won't get two possibly in the referee's mind, but I'm not sure that was. I think the first was much more of a handball for me, but Hampson has it now down the left-hand side. Jordan Hume in towards the danger area. Does it flick off Hume? Well, the defender comes across, and that is kept in play. Jordan Hume thought that had gone out for a corner. Couldn't really tell from here. Jones wins the header into Malt. Back to Hannigan on the halfway line. Hannigan, it's got to happen now for Altrincham. We're into injury time. Into added time rather, and it's Densmore now, not quite sure what to do with it there for a second. Sean Densmore back to Jones, back across to Hannigan. They've got to go forward with this has got to happen now. Hannigan brings it forward, that's a poor pass from Hannigan, and then tries to charge down the play. They don't seem to have slightly lost their sense of how to go about it at the moment. The ball's headed all the way back to Tony Thompson. He bowls it out to Simon Richmond. The roars from the Altrincham fans telling Alter they've got to come, they've got to go forward now. Hampson into Hancock, but that's not a great pass, and it has to go all the way back to Tony Thompson again, and they're waving it to say forward, forward, forward. There's 1.5 minutes of the 4 have gone. Hancock flicks the header on. And it's cleared by Blyth, and they volley it clear now. Jones is up against Maguire here. Thompson's come, and it flicks off Maguire. Thompson's there, way out of his goal. He volleys it long, and he volleys it clear, but it's going to bounce away all the way through for a throw-in, I think, close to the corner flag there. Altrincham have at least gained some territory, and Campson waving players forward there. Yeah, it is a throw-in to Blyth Spartans, close to their own corner flag. On their right-hand side is the side below us. There's 2 of the 4 minutes gone. It's on the line here for Altrincham. It has to happen in these next 2 minutes if Altringham's season is to continue. It doesn't look like it will, but will there be one more chance for the Robins? The throw-in is taken. Header is won. It'll break for Sean Densmore now. Densmore goes across, who loses it, but gets a lucky deflection rather, in towards Jones now. Jones forward to Poole, little flick round the corner.
I said earlier that Josh Hancock's radar was off slightly with that chance. An instinctive finish just wide. Was that our last chance? No, there was one more. It went to Josh Hancock. Again, he had to hold his nerve because he looked up, he picked his spot, and the finish was absolute perfection. Right in the corner of the net. What drama. We don't do it the easy way, but we do it the dramatic way. We do it the exciting way. 30 more minutes to come, you would imagine.
And in amongst all that, a brilliant little flick from James Poole to set up Hancock, and it gave Hancock the time to control it just on the edge of the area, and then a right-footed shot in at the keeper's near post. He might have given him the eyes, I think, a little bit there, Josh Hancock. But wow, what a moment that was for Altrincham. This Altrincham team do not know when they are beaten. And we are into the end of injury time. There'll probably be a bit more to add on here as Blyth take the restart down the right hand side now with Jarrett Rivers. Rivers up against Hampson. Hampson shepherds him out of play. It's a throw in to Blyth. Rivers is going to take this throw in. He's going to hold on for it for a second. And the throw in's going to be taken by David Atkinson. Atkinson throws it into the danger area. Might come here from Maguire. Maguire left footed shot. Brilliant save from Thompson. What a save with his left hand from Tony Thompson. Oh my goodness me. We got it back and we nearly lost it then. That was superb play from Maguire and a fantastic save from Thompson. Throw-in's taken quickly, chested back to the Blyth player, but Hancock has it now. Is there time for Altrincham to launch a counter-attack through Jordan Hume? Hume is tackled now. Blyth have it coming forward. Hannigan will knock that one forward, and the referee blows for the end of the 90 minutes, but not the end of the match, not the end of Altringham's season, thanks to a dramatic late leveller from Josh Hancock. It is 2-2 at the end of this game, but even after that goal, John, a brilliant save from Tony Thompson.
Yes, I was going to say, not just the leveller from Josh Hancock, but the save from Tony Thompson, Sean Densmore, James Jones, Jake Moult have all made a point when that final whistle went of going over to him, patting him on the back, shoving him in the chest, patting him on the head, saying, brilliant, you've saved us there, because in that little minuscule amount of time that was left after Hancock's equaliser, Blyth fashioned, what a chance it was they fashioned.
So fantastic and dramatic end to the game there, Phil. Josh Hancock equalising right at the death, and surely there can't have been many more exciting moments for you in your football career.
No, I think I went through every emotion during that 90 minutes. Absolute roller coaster. You think you've missed your opportunity. We had some really good chances leading up to the Hancock goal where you think your chance has gone, and then Josh, as Josh does, leaves it to that special moment and just sends everyone into rupture. It was absolutely an unbelievable feeling when he got that goal.
Blyth thought it was offside, and it sort of looks offside, but it's difficult to tell from the camera angle. But it was a very, very clever flick on by James Poole for the goal. Yeah,
it was, and I think sometimes people forget what a great player Poole was for us. Obviously, he had a few injuries, but the moments he did play and the contributions he made, probably particularly more in the first season compared to the last season he was there, were absolutely magical, and that's what he was capable of, unlocking defences, and maverick, and he showed his quality there. And Josh and James were on the same wavelength. It was a pity that we couldn't play them together more often because they can produce them moments.
And we got into the second half on a little bit, or boosted by that penalty from JJ in the last stages of the first half. But as the half wore on, were you beginning to think, well, maybe it might not be our night? Or were you fairly comfortable with the performance and the chances of getting something?
Well, like I said, the chances that we'd missed leading up to the Hancock goal, you're beginning to think it's not your night. The lads have given everything. And you start to think, is it Blythe's year? They've had an absolute barnstorming end to the season. I don't think me and Neil have ever beat Alan's team in open play. So that's riding in the back of your mind as well. So it was great to be able to get that goal and take us into extra time.
And of course, going into extra time now, the impetus was with us. We'd got the late goal, which really must have broken Blythe's hearts. And of course, we had the fantastic crowd behind us, and it was a sensational atmosphere.
It was electric. They gave me exactly what I asked for. It was such a special night. It's one that will stay with me forever. I mean, the feelings that were running through everybody, it must have transmitted onto the pitch and give the lads what they needed to be able to get over the line. And I guess in your talk at 90 minutes, you were stressing that psychologically we were on the up now. They must be on the down, and it was theirs for the taking, or ours for the taking. Yes, certainly. I mean, you're riding on a crest of the wave. It's like where we ended the first half with the JJ penalty. It gives you a big lift, and then for Hanks to score that goal right at the death, it just tears the hearts out of their chest. And you're on a massive up, so you could only really see one outcome after that. Okay, so let's watch extra time now and that dramatic finale.
Well, I've just about got my breath back. We're going to stick with the current commentary team for the first half of extra time. So Alex Saar will be back for the second half. Just to let you know as well that Spennymoor are through. They have beaten Bradford Park Avenue by 1-0 in the other match. So Spennymoor will go to Brackley. I think I'm right in saying it also means that Altrincham this will definitely be the last game here at the J. Davidson Stadium this season, because the only way we could have had another game here would have been if we'd had Bradford Park Avenue at home in the playoff final. Well, we know that that's not going to happen. But what we do not know is the outcome of this match and of Altrincham season and of Blyth Spartans season. So the first half of extra time is underway. The team's playing the same way as they did in the first half of the regular game. So Altrincham attacking the Gulf Road end in this first half of extra time. James Poole has it just down in front of us here. Plays it back into Densmore. Densmore into Richmond. Richmond threads that one forward. Good ball forward for Johnson. Can he keep it in? He can. Just down on the right-hand side. Johnson, right-footed ball. Might break here for Sean Densmore. What a chance! Over the bar! Oh my goodness, the defender should have cut it out, but then when it got through to Sean Densmore from around about 15 yards out, the goal was gaping. We were right behind it, and wow, that was a great chance right at the start of extra time.
It was tailor-made for him, fresh from a couple of goals only a couple of weeks ago at that same Gulf Road end. But once more, like with the chance he had earlier on, I think he might have not got his head over the ball, whether it's the excitement of the occasion of the moment, I don't know, but what an opportunity that was.
Goal kick from Blyth. Richmond, Blyth down the right-hand side. Rivers, a couple of attempted challenges by Altrincham, and Rivers plays it into the danger area, and it's cleared by Jones. But it's now with Nicholson. Nicholson, right-footed deep ball. That's a good ball, and he's headed onto the bar. It's headed onto the crossbar. I think it's by one of the substitutes there. It looks like he might have had a bang on the head. It was Sean Reid with the header onto the crossbar. And it's back towards Reid again, and a little flick on that one from James Jones. It looked like Reid wanted to get on into it again. Reid is down and holding his head here. The referee ought to stop play. He's seen it now, and he will do. And I think it might have been a clash in heads between Reid and James Jones, because Jones has gone down. Actually, I think Jones is possibly down with cramp, but Sean Reid, the medical team, is on for him. It looked to me, John, as if that cross was overhit. My instant reaction is, well, that's way overhit. But it was right onto the head of Sean Reid, and he headed it onto the bar. Thompson was nowhere near saving that. More players down with cramp for Altrincham. Hampson as well, and Jones. But wow, what a start to extra time.
Unbelievable, with Densmore the chance at one end and at the other end Reid with that opportunity. I think if you pardon the pun, Reid read the cross quite well and backpedaled, just peeled off his marker a little bit. To me, with that header, you could tell Thompson wasn't going to get anywhere near it. Smacked against the crossbar, a real reprieve there. But it's and players going down with cramp. It's going to be survival of the fittest, I think.
Yes, it's. I mean, it's certainly a point. I mean, you'd expect that Max Harrop, I guess, is the likeliest player to come on unless there's an injury, to add a bit of freshness to this team, because you can see the cramp is taking hold for several of the Altrincham players. It's bound to. Blyth have used all three of their substitutes. Rot the Alti, only the two so far. Played forward by Hannigan into Hume. Hume has got Hancock down the left-hand side. Oh, he's flicked it over the top towards Hancock, just a little bit too much on it, and across comes Watson, I think, and just clears it up towards the halfway line. But that's a good ball forward there from, slightly overhit actually, from one of the substitutes for Blyth. Goes all the way through to Tony Thompson. Thompson just knocks it out to James Jones. Jake Moult, I think, just saying, let's just slow it down for a second, catch our breath, as we're trying to do here in the commentary area. Densmore cuts inside his man. This is a good run forward from Sean Densmore into a bit of space. He's got men ahead of him, Densmore. Still has it, Sean Densmore. Plays it in towards Hume. Hume taken down. Was he on the edge of the area? Nothing given by the referee. Hume went down clutching his shin, but Blyth have it down their right-hand side. The game has got very stretched, very open. Big crossfield sweeping ball to switch it now, and it's taken in by Michael Liddell. They've got 2-on-1 here at the moment down the left-hand side, Blyth, so Poole and Densmore have to come across. Johnson up against Wrightson, dangerous ball into the danger area, and almost there. It was Sean Reid again almost getting a touch as he went across the face of it there, but it went through into Tony Thompson, and he bowls it out to James Jones. Jones into Johnston. Johnston, that's a good ball forward, looking for Hume. But Hume does well against his man, gets a little touch there. It's the two of them almost sitting on it, the Blyth defender, but he ends up scooping it clear only as far as James Poole. Poole, left-footed ball into the danger area and almost drops in at the back post there from James Poole. I don't know if that's what he was trying, but it was not far away from a goal.
Well, whether he was trying it or not, Jameson was struggling with it. That's for sure. It was curling over and beyond his reach, beyond his reach, and that wasn't far. That wasn't far wide of the far post.
Well, I'm learning something tonight. It seems that you're allowed to make a fourth substitution in extra time. I mean, I know that does happen in World Cup games, I think. I seem to remember. So I didn't know that applied here, but it has applied here. They are making their fourth, and I say hopefully final substitution. Who knows? Ryan Hutchinson, I think it is, who's come on for Dan Maguire for Blyth, so that means that Altrincham have got two substitutions they could make. All four substitutes on for Blyth. Malt has it, but it's just out for a throw-in. He was a good bit of harrying there from Sean Reid. It looks like most of the substitutes, the attacking lineup essentially, they've essentially changed their the bulk of their front four really. Blyth, I think it's only Rivers who remains from it now. Throw in to Blyth, midway inside the Altrincham half. Here is Rivers, good bit of skill, but chose a little bit too much of it to Hannigan, who clears it up towards the halfway line, and then Jordan Watson just beneath us knocks that one out of play. Throw into Altrincham. Sean Densmore takes it short to James Jones. Jones, plenty of time to control it. Again, the game perhaps just taking a little bit of a breather. Understandable, really. Extraordinary end to that game, and an electric start to extra time. But Altrincham have it down their right-hand side. Good bit of skill from Johnson just in front of us. Hume tries to get Johnson away, but hits it straight at the Blyth defender. It's now with Liddell. Liddell knocks it forward into Jake Malt. Malt back to James Jones. Jones. Bit of time for James Jones. Into Jake Malt now. He's got Simon Richmond to his left. Hampson's in space to his left. That's where it's going. Hampson now knocks it forward into Hancock. Hancock back to Hampson. Hancock spins. Plays it into Hampson. Altrincham content to just keep a little bit of possession at the moment. James Jones now turns away from his man and brings it forward into the Blyth half. James Jones. Poole making a run ahead of him. Good ball from Jones, wide right to Johnson. Johnson tries to touch it round his man. Lacked a little bit of conviction there, possibly from Johnston. And Blyth are able to get hold of it, and they have it down their left-hand side with Jarrett Rivers. Rivers up against James Poole, twists and turns, cuts inside, right-footed ball, trying to switch the play, doesn't get enough on it. Header by Connor Hampson, not a great header, but Simon Richmond gets back well there. He's always going to win the header against Wrights, and a much shorter player. And Richmond strong in the air there. Altrincham have it now with Thompson. Thompson into Hannigan. Wrightson trying to harry Hannigan and press him. Poole, that's a poor touch, but Hancock does well. The Blyth player goes down. One or two complaints, perhaps a few studs showing there from Hancock, but Poole has it and plays it wide right to Johnston. Now Johnston gets right away from his man. Johnson, right-footed ball into the danger area, but it's a comfortable claim for the goalkeeper, and that Blyth player still down inside the centre circle, and the referee eventually is going to stop play there. I don't know what you thought about that challenge from Josh Hancock. He got the ball. He might have got a bit of the man as well, possibly.
Yeah, the ball was sort of knee, thigh high as Josh went in for it and wanted him. And the follow-through may well have, well, I think clearly did catch the Blyth player. That's certainly the complaint that's gone in from one or two Blyth players, that it was a high boot. The referee saw it clearly enough and thought nothing of it, so let it go. But I think that's the reason for the Blyth player being down and needing treatment. He's back up again now. I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, it's back on its feet. It's Louis Lang, the man who was down injured, and he's just going to limp off over on the far side, but I'm sure he'll be fine to continue. And the referee is going to give a drop ball, I think, and yeah, Jordan Hume's just going to knock it back to the goalkeeper here. He does, just taps it back to the goalkeeper. And play can continue. Well, the goalkeeper's still doing his time-wasting antics, which may suggest he fancies himself to save some penalties. I don't know. But Jordan Hume eventually forces him to pick it up, and he does kick it out of hands long. Malt nips in ahead of his man, wins it, but it's only as far as Liddell. Good foot in there though from James Poole. Johnston, who can keep going, keeps running, keeps offering that threat into Hume. Hume wide right to Johnston again. Johnston, oh, that's excellent skill from John Johnston into the danger area, in towards Hume, doesn't quite break for him. Can Richmond set up a shooting chance for Poole? Flipped over the top, looking for Jordan Hume. The keeper will come and the keeper will get it. It's a good bit of goalkeeping. Nearly worked out. Clever bit of play from James Poole, but Jordan Hume slightly on his heels, possibly there, and Jameson has it safely. And we've can't have more than a couple of minutes left of this first half of extra time. Ball played long. Poole has it now. Malt won the challenge yet again. Goes back to Jones. Jones Ooh, under a little bit dicey there from Jones, but he does well enough in the end. Back to Thompson, plays it forward. Hancock wins a good header. This is going to play into space for Poole. He's got Johnson in space down the right-hand side. Hancock calling for it in the middle. Johnson, his cross is deflected, and it's easily cleared in the end by a Blyth defender, and it comes back to Jake Malt. Malt into James Jones. Jones knocked forward to Poole. Poole, bit of space, releases Hume now. Good ball. Hancock's in space in the centre. Josh Hancock! Brilliant save onto the roof of the net. That was the chance, surely. There are men down, Densmore on the ground, Malt down on the ground. They knew what a chance that was. Brilliant between Poole and Hume. Hancock in glorious isolation. Credit to the goalkeeper though.
Absolutely, but what an opportunity, and Josh had time to think of that, think what to do, compose himself. He might have done better, I think. You know, good save by the keeper. He got in the way of it, he blocks it onto the roof of the net, but what an opportunity.
Corner though to Altrincham, which Johnson is going to take. Right-footed one towards the penalty spot. Hart headed away though. Richmond can't quite get onto it. Here's Densmore. Densmore, a little bit of space now for Tom Hannigan on the left wing. Right-footed ball looped in towards the danger area. Headed half away. Might come. Left-footed volley was a good one from Poole, but chance of a counter-attack as it was blocked now. What a brilliant foot in there from Sean Densmore. That was a superb tackle. Malt has it now. The game really stretched. Spreads it wide right to John Johnston. Johnston now. Johnston towards the corner of the area. Oh, and it's too close to the goalkeeper. Too close to the goalkeeper from John Johnston. Again, a superb opportunity there for Johnston to just lay it on a plate. This game is becoming really fractured. Jameson has it now. He's going to kick it long. And the Altrincham players let that one bounce, but it'll run all the way through for a goal kick. I mean, how do you see this one going, John? Very difficult to call. It feels like a goal is coming from somewhere sometime soon.
There have been so many opportunities, it certainly does, Lawrence, but I still think, although Johnson's delivery wasn't the best then, that he is the outlet. He's faced fullbacks who've been a lot better this season than last, but I do think he's giving Michael Liddell a torrid time. I think that's where an opportunity is going to come from.
Yeah, and he doesn't seem to be getting tired, Johnson. He just keeps going. I mean, that's one of the great advantages of him as a player. Ball played forward into the midfield. A challenge there from Richmond, doesn't quite get there, and Blyth have it down their left-hand side through Rivers. Well, a good bit of play. James Jones reads it well, though. He got away from a couple of players to Jarrett Rivers, always a dangerous player. Blyth have it now, though, with Wrightson. Wrightson spreads it wide right for Blyth. Back into central midfield now with Atkinson. Atkinson to Wrightson again. Back to Atkinson. A little spell of possession for Blyth. Inside the centre circle now with Jordan Watson. Goes left to Michael Liddell. Liddell knocks it forward. Looking for the reverse pass. It might come through to Michael Liddell, but that's well read by Tony Thompson to come and claim it. He tried the 1-2 there with Sean Reid. Good enterprising stuff from both sets of players. You've got to say this has been a magnificent game of football, and they were very nearly in there. Thompson has it, plays it into Malt. Malt back to Thompson. A little bit of discontent, I think. Altrincham fans feeling that the time is not right to be playing the short stuff at the moment, so he does go long, and the ball breaks for Jake Malt inside the centre circle. Checks inside Malt, goes back to James Jones. Jones across to Hannigan. Blyth really looking still for the opportunities to press, and with all their substitutes in these forward positions, they've still got the ability to do it. Ball played forward, looked like they might have flicked off Josh Hancock's hands, but it keeps going and it bounces off a Blyth defender, and it's out for a throw-in just in front of, just level with the edge of the Blyth penalty area, around about 40 seconds of this first half of extra time. Poole's pass is a little bit short. Rivers picks up on it. Little step over. Poole blocks it, but it'll go out of play for... well, I thought that was a Blyth throw-in, but the referee given an Altrincham throw-in. He gave it in a very uncertain way, which is always a sign that the referee hasn't really been watching or hasn't really spotted what's happened, and well, we got the benefit of that one. Not too important to throw in close to the halfway line. Jake Malt has it, goes back to Tony Thompson. Thompson across to Tom Hannigan. Hannigan to James Jones. James Jones into Johnston. Johnson. Oh, the defender slips at a crucial moment, and that allows Johnson to bomb forward, and then it just deflects off Jordan Hume as he was trying to, I think, get James Poole in down the right-hand side. Poor clearance from the goalkeeper, but it breaks for Poole down the right-hand side now. Brilliant stuff from James Poole. Tries a shot, deflects off the defender, and it's out for a corner. I think this will be the last action of the first half of extra time, as I make it with 30 seconds or so into time added on in this first period. I haven't seen a board going up. There might have been an announcement there. If I was, I missed it, but probably 1 minute at most. And we are 40 seconds into that. So it's a corner to Altrincham. Right-footed corner. Headers go up, but it's headed away by a Blyth player. Knocked forward, and that is the end of the first period of extra time. It remains Altrincham 2, Blyth Spartans 2. And, well, John, it was an exciting, thrilling period of game. No goals, but the excitement level has not dipped.
Not one bit. It's continued to go up, really, Lawrence. It's absolutely incredible how players from both sides, particularly Altrincham, seem able to dredge up reserves of stamina and strength from somewhere.
This is playoff football, where such fine margins determine who goes on. Surely a wait for the winners of this game. And as of yet, we have no idea who that's going to be. It really, really could go either way. And it looks like we're going to be seeing a substitution. Alti are going to make a change. We're going to wait and see who it is. Could it be Max Harrop? I'm not having a look over there. Oh, Max Harrop is not. He's there. Yeah, it is going to be Harrop. And he's going to come on for Connor Hampson. Maybe an injury. Maybe he's just drained of energy. But Harrop is going to come on. Densmore has moved to left back. And it looks like Richmond has moved to right back. So that's how we're going to play. But this game, since that goal, has been about 2 moments of incredible goalkeeping. Tony Thompson to save Altrincham from defeat. And then Peter Jameson for Blyth to save them from going behind. 2 unbelievable saves. You will not see better. Second half is underway, 15 more minutes. If these teams aren't separated in these 15, then we will go to penalties. Well, can Alti do what they did against Guiseley last time they were in a playoff match here at the J. Davidson Stadium? Can they leave it until the second half of extra time to find the winning goal? Let's hope so. Alti on the attack. Jones plays it back. Hannigan will need to deal with that. He does, no mistakes, but Blyth will come out. Blyth have looked so dangerous, you'd think they'd lost everything after that equalising goal, that they might go on to fade, but they haven't. You know, they look so dangerous. They've hit the crossbar, and you will not put it against them to conjure up one more big opportunity. Thompson takes possession of the ball, and he bowls it out to Hannigan. Just signs towards the end of that first half of extra time that Alti were tiring, and they were rolling the ball around that back line. Here is Jones for Alti. Tries to play that through ball, cut out. This is where we're seeing John Johnston come into play. That first half of extra time, he was on the ball so often. Him and Poole linking up like the old days last season. We saw it so well from them. Hannigan. Now Malt, who's had a brilliant game. Densmore now playing left back. Densmore to Hancock. Hancock to Poole. Poor ball from Hancock. Gave Poole too much to do, and Blyth can come away with it here. They're going to run forward. Alti will need to cut this off fast to save an attempt. Here's Nicholson, scorer of 1 goal already. That's well cut out by James Jones as it came towards the Blyth substitute Adam Wrightson. So dangerous, almost a cut out. The number 7, Jarrett Rivers. I've sung his praises so often since I've seen him play. He is the man for Blyth. He is the man that looks like he's going to be the one for them if anyone is going to settle it. He's come so close already. He's scored already. But now it's Alti trying to get on the attack. And James Poole, oh, they've had a bit of extra pace. He could be in the goal. A big back pass. Poole needs to track it down, and the keeper does well. Jameson, who has had he's been an outstanding game for Blyth. He really has. Couldn't do anything with both goals. One was a penalty, and one was an unstoppable shot from close range by Hancock. Ball out is long, and will be held up by Blyth. A good through ball, but a great tackle from Sean Densmore. Sean Densmore, like a fine wine, gets better with age, and he's still going here in extra time. Here's Harrop, fresh legs, Max Harrop, the terrier in the middle of the park. John Young draws a free kick, and Harrop took a late one there, and they will get the free kick, and treatment will happen. And it's not like Harrop will need it, he will toughen up. So far of extra time, Both teams have shown little flashes, but as of yet, no big opportunity. But you feel as the legs get heavier and the tiredness wears down, as John Edwards says, the chances will follow. Here's Densmore. Jordan Hume will hold this up. He's got Harrop on left for support if needed. Jordan Hume, has he done too much? He hasn't. He's given it to Molt. Harrop has stayed on that left-hand side. Densmore to Hume. Hume has space middle of the park. Will he try and switch it right-hand side? He will. Can Johnston control it? He can. John Johnston, right-hand side, goes through the legs of his man. Has he overrun it? He just about had, and it's been cleared. Jones sweeps up. Now it's Richmond on the right-hand side. Richmond plays the 1-2 with Poole. Richmond, great ball to Hume. Hume, edge of the box, can hold it up. He needs help. He needs support. Richmond coming over. Jordan Hume, he just had too much. There's no support with him, and it's going to be cleared by Blyth. And it will come out to Molt. Alty showing the early legs in this second half of extra time. My heart is pounding here. Densmore to Hancock. Hancock, great ball. Max Harrop's onside. Max Harrop left-hand side drills it. Oh, it's a great save again. Is Hume going to get the rebound? Pulls it back. And the shot is blocked. And Alty once again denied by the Blyth goalkeeper, Peter Jameson. A long ball left-hand side. Thompson lets it run. What a chance. A second massive opportunity in extra time. This time Max Harrop. And another outstanding save from the legs of the Blyth goalkeeper. And if they do make it through Blyth, they have him to thank, John.
Well, it's a couple of important saves now, certainly. I mean, that was from an angle, Harrop's drive, and he just got a block on it to keep it out. But great play by Aldrin, great build-up play, and Harrop did all he could, but from a tight angle.
Max Harrop is driving forward. He's got fresh legs, and you can see John Young's having his shirt pulled there, I think. The refs let it go, and Blyth are going to come away with it. If they make something from this, you won't hear the last of it. They won't, though. Richmond cuts it out. James Poole needs help. Has it. Simon and Richmond right inside. 5 minutes of extra time have been played. Still, Altrincham 2, Blyth Spartans 2. We are 10 minutes away from penalty kicks here, unless. Blyth coming forward with it. They go past 2. Almost just bulldozing their way through. Attempted through ball. Needs to be cut out by Densmore, and it is. No messing about. Just launched it away. Here is James Poole. Holds it up. He's had a massive impact since coming on as James Poole. He really has. This has to go back to Tony Thompson. It does. Plays the pass. Densmore will have to go back to Thompson. Thompson will have to go long, and he does. And that, I tell you what, it's coming towards us here. And lands just below us. Blyth get a throw in. And Alty, you do feel it's going to be who is fitter? Who is the fitter team, John, as they go on, as both teams show these legs? Who has that extra drive to just push it forward at the end?
Well, they're all out on their legs, really, understandably so as well. But I think Altrincham might have the edge. The likes of Johnson still looks fresh, full of running. Hancock the same. So I think we're looking okay. I mean, you'd think there must be a goal somewhere with players getting so tired and dropping, but who knows? It's on an absolute knife edge. Absolutely.
Max Harrop as well just come on as a sub, and his fresh legs have shown. Alty left it to around the 119th minute against Guiseley. Will there be another late show? They have a goal kick. Throw-in goes to nowhere from Guiseley. And the goal kick is taken fast. Too fast for my liking. I need a break as John Johnston, the ball down the line, John Johnston will chase it. And it will be cleared away. Blyth take possession of it. And a good through ball, and it will be held up. Blyth have held the ball up so well in their own half, like Terry's. Both Jordan Hume has done it for Alty, and Rivers has done it. And almost a tackle from Hancock, which would have put him through on goal, but nerves of steel from the Blyth centre-back to deal with it. And they hold on to it again. It is really great football there from the Spartans. And here is Atkinson. Atkinson goes past Harrop. Atkinson through the middle. Plays it to Reid. Sean Reid plays it back. Just feels like Blyth potentially have the ability. They've got some tall men in that middle almost to try and bulldoze their way through the Alty midfield. Here is Buddle. Alty have everyone behind the ball bar Jordan Hume, and it's cut out by Hannigan. And Blyth get a throw in, and the Alty fans once again doing their bit, staying behind the team, giving them every bit of support they possibly get. This is it. This is the time where they need it, the support to keep legs home. Jordan Hume, I think, is starting to feel those legs. You can see him holding the back of his legs. Surely a bit of cramp. And here is Blyth get away with it now. Reid will one of the substitutes for either Alty or Blyth play the decisive part here in this game. Left-hand side for Blyth. They've got a man making a run. There is the through ball. Could be an opportunity here. Ball in the box is blocked and out of the ground. Jamie Jones, great defending, but John, Blyth have a corner.
Yeah, and they've just had a little mini spell here where they started looking dangerous again. Great defending by James Jones there, getting that long leg out as he did earlier on in the second half when Danny Maguire looked certain to score, and he managed to get the block in when all looked lost. So great defending by Jones.
Blyth have a corner. They have a man short, but I don't think they're going to use it. I think they're going to win swing it. Alti have everyone back in it. It's a great corner, and it's headed. It's off the line, off the line. And Blyth still have possession on this right-hand side. It's not over yet. They've got another corner. Cleared off the line. Sean Densmore. My goodness me, it was nestling straight into the corner of the net. Tony Thompson did not move. Sean Densmore's head saved Altrincham for now. Another corner will be taken. Well, I think actually it might be a throw-in. Yeah, it is a throw-in. It's a long one though. Attempted not on. Is that a goal kick? It is a goal kick. Whew. Never have I been more relieved to see the referee point to the 6-yard box and say goal kick. As the tension starts to build up here, downstairs, on the pitch, in the dugouts everywhere. Phil Parkinson, what an impact he's had since coming in as Altrincham manager with his assistant, Neil Sorville. Do they have one more ace up their sleeve? At the moment, it's all about man management, really. Try and get your players through. We've got just over 5 minutes plus stoppage time before this is decided by pens. Jordan Hulme has the ball. Left-hand side into the box. Jordan Hulme curls it. It's over the bar. He's tried that before already. He put it out the ground. This was closer, but he just didn't have it. And Jordan Hulme has collapsed on his feet. He's been feeling the back of his legs for a while now, Jordan Hulme. I think it's cramp. He's just gone down. How much has he got left to give? Max Harrop has stretched him out as cramp best he can. Just almost didn't have the strength inside of him there, John, to curl it and just keep it down.
Well, he just didn't keep it down, that was all it was. I mean, he cut in, it was trademark Jordan Hulme, running at his defender, going one way then the other, cutting in and curling. You can see what he's doing, aiming for the far post, just got too much height on it.
Bit of head tennis inside the Altrincham half. Needs to be cleared, is cleared. Hulme looked to make the run, he's still going. As Blyth take possession, almost a mistake. Hulme almost come out of it. Parkinson wants a free kick. Alti aren't going to get one. The referees let him play go on. And Blyth go through with it. And they might have an opportunity here. They've made a bit of space themselves. Oh, they tried to pass left-hand side and they just couldn't control it. I was worried Alti may draw a free kick. People now are starting to feel the back of their legs. Jordan Hulme is really, really struggling. And I think another one is struggling. I think James Jones is also struggling there. Alti players showing the first signs of true, real fatigue visibly. They're going down with cramps. So far, no one on Blyth has really gone down. The Altrincham supporters are responding by staying behind them. Pull left-hand side, ball links forward. It's going to be a Blyth throw. Now we're going to see what happens there. Is this game going to peter out with fatigue, or are we going to find a chance? Right now, and I hate to say it, if there's going to be an opportunity, I fear it will come from Blyth, just because I just feel so far they've not shown the physical signs of fatigue that Alti have. As they push forward again, Densmore takes it off him. Densmore goes left. This time it's Alti on the attack though. Josh Hancock has space. He's in the one-on-one left-hand side. He cuts inside. Hancock shoots, and Jameson comfortably gathers. You're going to have a better one like that if you're going to beat him. Hancock has been the one that saved Alti's bacon in the last minute of stoppage time to send this game into extra time. And he almost had the last word there. Here is Blyth, ball over the top. James Jones in a 50-50. Oh, brilliant from Richmond. He'll get a free kick, surely. He put his head where it hurts. It was a high boot, brave, but that's what you've got to do to fight for the cause, as Simon Richmond has for many years now for Altrincham Football Club. There will be a final substitution, and Ben Harrison is going to come on the pitch. I wonder if this is going to be for James Jones. No, it's going to be for Jordan Hulme. His legs have given out, Jordan Hulme. He has given absolutely everything, and in the end, he simply can't give no more, not even to take a penalty. He's coming off, and coming on is Ben Harrison. It's a striker for a centre-back on paper, but Ben Harrison looking like he's going up front here. Looks very much like he's going up front just to make up the numbers. And This is an interesting strategy. I think it is more to the fact that Sean Hulme just can't give anymore. He is out on his feet there. On the touchline, he's down. He is gone. His legs have given up on him. He can't give any more to the cause. Long ball from Tony Thompson is poor. Straight to the Blyth goalkeeper, who is taking his time with it. Have both these teams settled perhaps for penalties? We have less than 2 minutes to go in this game. Is there going to be a chance? Is it going to be a long ball forwards and a second ball? Well, it won't come from that. Blyth keeper left hand side, and Alti have a throw in. Alti have a throw in. Long ball, nodded on. John Johnston is still on the pitch. I'm absolutely sure he will take a penalty if needs be, but let's not talk about that just yet. We still got over a minute plus stoppage time worth of football to be played here at the J Davidson Stadium here on Radio Robbins. Sponsored, our main sponsor, Ashley Mowers Garden Machinery. Our match commentary sponsor, Kids Disco Parties. You are listening to an absolute thriller here. Playoff football in the Vanarama National League North between Altrincham and Blyth Spartans. It's 2-2 here, and we are coming towards the final moments of extra time. Blyth have a throw in. Nodded on. And will they get it? It has to go back to Thompson. Thompson's going to have to kick this first time, and he does well. Good side foot with the bobble. You have to worry about it. And the header has been won. Harrop is up. Harrop wins it. Well played, Max Harrop. Hancock to Densmore. Densmore has two Blyth players converging. He gets it to Hancock. Harrop has run left-hand side. Hancock goes past. That has to be a free kick. It is. Professional foul there from the number 12. Or the number 16, should I say. No, it was the number 12, Lewis Horner. And Alti have a free kick, and it's looking like they're going to go long with it. They're going to punt it in the box and hope for something. John Johnston is coming over, John.
Got to, last minute, get everybody in the box, hope it bounces your way.
There's time left. If there's going to be stoppage time, there's still time. We're coming right up. This is it now. The 15 minutes have passed. Oh, do we have any stoppage time? I don't see the board, so I feel like this could be it. I don't see the board being lifted, so this should be it. John Johnston, he's gone for a shot, and the keeper holds it. The referee checks his watch. He's going to blow his whistle. And that is it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. After 120 minutes of football here at the J Davidson Stadium, it is finished Altrincham 2, Blyth Spartans 2 in this Vanarama National League North playoff eliminator. And as such, the game will be decided by penalty kicks. Sean Reid, the substitute for Blyth Spartans. He will face Tony Thompson. We're waiting. Thompson taking his time, kicking the goalposts. Phil Parkinson, his staff together, the players all together. Here we go. Sean Reid for Blyth, and he scored, sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. Simple penalty, made it look very easy. Tony Thompson dives the wrong way, and now it's the turn of the captain, Jake Moult, taking penalties in the past for Altrincham. I was surprised actually he didn't take the penalty tonight. I thought he was going to be the one that would step up, but it was John Johnston took it. But Johnson is the designated penalty taker, as John Edwards says. Moult has definitely taken them in the past. He's taken some pressure penalties as well, but he won't have taken many, if any at all, with as much pressure as this, as the Blyth fans attempt to put off Jake Moult behind that goal. The captain, Jake Moult, for Altrincham, he scores. Sends the keeper the wrong way. Altrincham does it again for the Robins, and it's 1-1. And he walks back cool as you like. Next up for Blyth is the number 7. That is Jarrett Rivers. That is, for me, Blyth's best player. He has been outstanding. He's come to the J Davidson Stadium twice, and he's been outstanding in both games. He's been great today. He scored a goal, and biggest kick of the ball he's had this season. Here we go. Jarrett Rivers for Blyth, and he scored. It's in off the crossbar. Took a nick off the bar. Thompson dived straight away, dived the wrong way, but couldn't do anything about it. A good penalty from Rivers. And now, coming up for Altrincham is Sean Densmore, the old stalwart for the Robins. Densmore picks up the ball. England's number 1, the cry from the Blyth fans towards their keeper Jameson. Sean Densmore will take, what a servant he's been from Altrincham. Steps up now. Densmore, he scores. He sends, the keeper went the right way, but it was a great penalty in that corner. It was a great penalty. And Densmore makes it 2-2 for Altrincham versus Blyth. We go on. We go on. Next up, as my voice slowly but surely begins to crack, Michael Little for Blyth Spartans. Third penalty, currently at 2-2. Third penalty. He's taking his time to put this ball down. Altrincham fans trying to put him off. Tony Thompson has not moved. I have not moved as I wait for this to be taken. Michael Little for Blyth. Here we go. Left-footed. And he scored. That's a brilliant penalty. He has smashed that into the roof of the net. And he gestures towards his fans, punches the air. A fantastic penalty that really was. Next up is James Poole for Altrincham. He steps up. Blyth have that advantage. I always hate it when you're taking seconds. I just feel the pressure. You're always behind, you're always chasing. Unless they miss, and Altrincham have to chase here. James Poole, short run up, and he scored. He sends the keeper the right way again. He went the right way, but it went under him. I tell you what, John, if I come to you very quickly, these have been 6 fantastic penalties so far.
Well, they had. That was the nearest to being saved. It was a good penalty by James Poole, but the keeper went the right way. But you're right, yeah, they've been either in the corner or the roof of the net, everyone.
Nathan Buddle is next for Blyth. Come on, Tony Thompson, what have you got? He's not come close to one so far. Jameson has come close twice to 2 Alti penalties. Thompson hasn't come close yet. It's getting to that point now. A save now could be the one. Nathan Buddle for Blyth. He steps up. Blyth, he scored. It's another fantastic penalty. Thompson, for the first time, goes the right way, and he has been beaten by one above him. It really is a great penalty. And now here comes John Johnston for his 4th penalty. He scored earlier in the first half. It was not the most convincing penalty. The goalkeeper went the right way. The goalkeeper got hands on it, but he did not keep it out. And I would take the same again, John. I would take the same again. Will he go the same way? That time he went to the keeper's left. The keeper came close, but he didn't get it. Will he get it this time? John Johnston. He's in, he scores! Get in, JJ! He sent the keeper the wrong way this time. It's 4-4. And now we're in sudden death territory. And here comes David Atkinson for Blyth. This is it, 4-4. We're in sudden death now. In effect, sudden death. And David Atkinson will step up. It really does take balls of steel now. To any player that steps up, it takes serious balls. David Atkinson for Blyth. Make yourself a hero, Tony Thompson. Atkinson. It's another outstanding penalty. He scores. It really is a great penalty. I can't say any more. It's outstanding. It really is. Under the pressure he is under, it's outstanding. And if that's enough for Blyth, Max Harrop comes up now. If he misses this penalty, Blyth have deserved it because they have hit 5 perfect penalties. Altrincham have hit 4 perfect penalties. They are going to need a 5th if they want to go to Chorley at the weekend. Max Harrop will step up for Altrincham. Here he goes. Harrop. Yes, he scores. Keeper goes the wrong way. He's hit it low. He's hit it hard. And he's hit it in. And I'm struggling to hold the microphone, John.
Well, this is where you get to players who you imagine didn't really fancy it because they're not from the chosen 5. So let's see. I mean, the drama is just absolutely unbearable.
The substitute for Blyth, if it's my correct, on our team sheet, Lewis Lang. Louis Lang, the number 16 for Blyth, is going to step up. Oh my goodness. 6th penalty. Here we go. Lewis Lang. Oh, he's going to have to put the ball back on the spot. He's not on the spot properly. The referee makes him put it back down properly as he takes his time. Here we go. Lewis Lang will step up for Blyth. It's a long run up. Lewis Lang, and he scored. Blyth's 3 penalties in a row now for Blyth. They've gone the same place. They've gone to the top right-hand side of the goal, and the keeper has got nowhere near every time. Here comes Ben Harrison from Altrincham's perspective. 6-5 to Blyth. Ben Harrison will take, and I'm struggling to watch. Harrison on as a last-minute sub for Jordan Hume. Harrison, he scores. What a penalty. He sent the keeper the long way, and he's put it right in the corner. John, what a penalty.
How can this keep happening? Perfect penalties every time. Keeper not made a single save between them. It's an incredible penalty shootout, it really is.
That was first class. That was a first class penalty. I've got pins and needles over my hands here. As Adam Wrightson steps up now for Blyth. I hope you're still with us here, listening in. Stay with us. We're at 6-6. Adam Wrightson for Blyth. He steps up now. He saved it! Tony Dempsey has saved it! Adam Wrightson has missed! And Altia at match point! Altia at match point! Oh my goodness me! Altia at match point! They have a chance to win the game. They have a chance to go to Chorley. And it's going to be Josh Hancock, the man who saved Altrincham in the 94th minute to take this clash into extra time, has the opportunity to have the final say and win this playoff for Altrincham for another amazing night at the J. Davison Stadium. Come on, Josh. He steps up. He scores! Altrincham win! Altrincham are going to Chorley. They've done it. The Robins have done it. Due the pitch invasion. Altrincham have won on a penalty shootout. Unbelievable. What a match. What a playoff tie. What a finish. Altrincham have done it. 2-2 after extra time, and they have won. They have won 7-6 on penalties. Unbelievable. It took one miss. Adam Wrightson, the substitute, is the guilty party. And Josh Hancock, the man who sent Alty to extra time, has just sent Alty to Chorley. I have lost my voice. What a game. What a playoff, and it is another unbelievable evening here at the J. Davison Stadium. We've had a few, and we have had another one here. The fans are on the pitch. Altrincham players celebrate. They go through. Credit to Blyth Spartans. Unbelievable showing from them. They should be proud of themselves. An amazing showing, an amazing support. But unfortunately for them, it's Altrincham's night. They will go to the Vanarama National League North playoff semi-final. I'm going to hand you over to John because I can't do any more. Full time here at the J. Davison Stadium after extra time. Altrincham 2, Blyth Spartans 2. And Altrincham go through to the Vanarama National League North playoff semi-final by virtue of a penalty shootout, finishing 7-6. John.
Yeah, well, the scenes really capture what happens with the very essence of penalty shootouts. It really is the ultimate example in football of agony and ecstasy, because as that penalty by Josh Hancock drilled into the bottom left corner as we look at it, and everybody ran onto the pitch. The entire dugout, Phil Parkinson, the whole coaching staff, the subs, everybody, supporters from the popular side, and while they were converging on the Altrincham players, there amidst them all was the forlorn figure of Adam Wrightson, who was absolutely inconsolable. He couldn't watch that penalty go in. He hadn't even made it back to his teammates on the halfway line. He was stood by the edge of the centre circle, but on the half of the pitch where the drama was unfolding, with his shirt over his head, absolutely inconsolable. And that's really, I still think it's a shocking way to decide the outcome of a game. If you're on the wrong side of it, you know, it's just impossible to come back from it. But from an Altrincham perspective, these scenes are very reminiscent of what happened against Guiseley, those, 5 years ago, or whenever it was. The scenes of elation, Altrincham players racing across towards the pop side where the Altrincham fans were congregated. Real scenes of jubilation and elation. Then the fans spilled onto the pitch, and really it's bedlam out there, it really is. But what a comeback.
It's after 11 o'clock on Wednesday, the 1st of May 2019. Altrincham have made progress in tonight's Vanarama National League North promotion playoff eliminator. 7-6 on penalties against Blyth Spartans. It was 2-2 after extra time. We're talking to manager Phil Parkinson. Phil, I've been watching Altrincham a long time. That is one of the tensest events or nights or days that I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, for once, I'm absolutely speechless. It was a fantastic game, a fantastic occasion to be part of. I feel like I've run a marathon. I feel emotionally and physically drained. I don't think I've ever felt like that at a football game before. That's how much it meant to myself, everybody. I mean, at the end there, the scene, it's like we've won the final, but you're playing the form team who've beat Stockport County in the run of, I think, 7 games unbeaten. We knew it was going to be a real tough game. And we certainly didn't disappoint first half. We were miles off it, but you've got to give them a little bit of credit. So I was really worried with our performance in the first half and the way we conceded the 2 goals. It was, is it just not going to be our day? But just like the character that this team's shown throughout the season, we spoke to them at half-time. We asked them some questions. Did they want the season to be over in another 45 minutes? And they certainly answered that. I mean, to get an equaliser, I don't even know what minute that was, but it must have been the dying seconds of the game. And to go to extra time and then to win on penalties. I just said to the lads we were like the Germans in there, but they weren't far away either. Some of the penalties were unbelievable tonight. So we'll take a lot of confidence and a lot of pride, and I hope the town do with that as well. I mean, well, I know they will. The amount of people who were here and got behind us, we just want to take a full house to Chorley and really go and strap it on and give it them.
And the first half, we did struggle. Do you put that down to nerves and the occasion?
I just think that Blyth have been in that good of vein of form, and I was trying to play it down a little bit, but it's there. They have been in a rich vein of form, maybe not been able to rotate for whatever reasons, but hey, listen, there was 2 trains of thought in the last couple of games do a risk injuries, which would have really hurt us tonight if we didn't have, obviously not having Andy White hurt us, but Sean Densmore was outstanding, and that's the beauty of having 3 fullbacks. But any more injuries, I don't think we get that result tonight. They're extremely strong, in fantastic form, and you could see why they've been beating everyone in the path. But we knew it training. We worked on a lot. I think I've watched 6 games of theirs, because I knew we were very similar types of teams. The management try and get them to play like we do. But I knew we could hurt them if we were able to play our game, but they didn't allow us to do that in the first half. But second half and extra time, I think we more than deserved to win in open play. I know they'll say they're disappointed with a header, and I think they had a penalty shot, but we had a penalty shot, but we had enough chances to finish them off in open play. And I think if we would have took 1 or 2 of them, they wouldn't have come back at us again. But then it goes to penalties and it's just anyone's game. But the nerve the players showed was unbelievable against, again, our keeper's outstanding, and I think they were singing England's #1, so I don't quite know what he's done before he's at Blyth. I don't really know a great deal about him, but he looks decent in the game. So it was always going to be for a tense affair. Both teams technically good players and both keepers are very good, and obviously ours was a little bit better on the night.
The 2 goals to give Jarrett Rivers and Alex Nicholson credit. Great diagonal run by Rivers, and then he's got the ball and finished it off. And Alex Nicholson, he had space in front of him, but it was a wonderful strike.
It was, and Blyth, as I said, I can't say enough good things about Blyth, because they try and play the game in the right way as we do. They try and play within the spirit of the game. The management team are a credit to the club. They conduct themselves really well. The players conduct themselves well. Their fans were superb tonight. So they'll have a long journey home. They'll be really disappointed, but we'll absolutely love this moment. We beat a very good team. They're coming into the playoffs who probably were there to create an upset with regards coming in late, winning 7 games, beating the champions in that run as well. So we've done ever so well to stop them in the tracks, take them all the way and beat them on penalties. I don't think, as hard as it was to sort of watch and stomach, what a fantastic way to end the game and sends everybody home happy.
We needed a little bit of inspiration, and for me it came in the ball from Jake Malt that got us led to the first goal. A ball out to the wing, and the cross has come in, and eventually it's been clawed out to Sean Williams, who's hit it really well. It looked an absolute nailed-on penalty to me.
Yeah, I totally agree. As I alluded to earlier, I felt there was a couple of penalty calls in the game. I felt we had another 2 as well, but we got 1, and they've had a lot of luck against us as well. You look at earlier on in the season where they've got a draw here and the back pass from Jake, which never was, and I looked at some of the previous games. I think they had 2 penalties in their last game, so it swings in roundabouts. And I was saying that we weren't having any luck the last couple of games. it swung round for us tonight, and you need a bit of luck in knockout competition. So we're in that kind of we're in those types of games now. So we had our luck tonight, but we earned it as well. I've said it earlier, the harder you work, the luckier you get, and we created our luck tonight.
And the penalty itself, I think we might have got a little bit of help from the pitch, because it did seem to take a little bit of a strange kick off the turf or off the sand. The keeper certainly got his hand to it, but JJ did enough.
Home field advantage, Brian. We used it, didn't we?
Second half, we were chasing the game, and it really, yes, it came in. The goal came in the 3rd minute of 4 minutes added time, so it literally was right at the death. But Josh Hancock, come the moment, come the man, and it was a wonderful finish.
It was, and he could have had a hat-trick tonight, Josh. He probably wasn't at his best in terms of the qualities that Josh has had, but he's got as the equaliser and he scored as the winner, so he can do whatever he wants at the moment. He's been absolutely superb this season, and again, how hard he's worked, he's got his rewards, because he didn't stop, he didn't hide, he kept going, and he got us that equaliser that has led to the winning opportunity with a penalty, and he tucked it away beautifully.
But even so, there was still drama to come, because Dan Maguire has worked a really good opening in the box. He's a very, very clever player. How Tony Thompson has managed to get a left hand onto that, I'll never know, but it was one of the top saves of the season.
It was, and Tomo's probably had a real roller coaster of emotions this season with regards how the season's gone for him, and ever since we brought Drenchy in, it's really brought the best out in Tomo. And I've said it all along, the fighting spirit that he shows, the desire to play for this football club. It kills me sometimes when I see people questioning him, because he's absolutely been outstanding for this football club. He's won a championship, and he's got us into these playoffs. Not single-handedly, the team has, but he's played a big part in that.
There were in the first period of extra time, I think that was probably our best period of the game. We created 2 fantastic chances, Sean Densmore and Josh Hancock, and we did seem to have the beating of Blyth. We opened them up on numerous occasions, and disappointing that we didn't manage to get the 3rd goal.
Yeah, really frustrating, and that's why it felt like, is it going to be our day, because we didn't finish them off in open play. And then, like you say, penalties are a lottery, but I tell you what, you've got your money's worth tonight, because them penalties were absolutely top draw. I've, as I said to you at the start, I've not experienced emotions like that for a long time. If ever, it was absolutely unbelievable, because the penalties, I couldn't see anybody missing. It was either going to be a great save, which Tomo produced, or we were going to be here till tomorrow. So it was, both teams absolutely left everything on the field. Unfortunately, we've come out on top, so I couldn't be happy. I couldn't be prouder of the team.
Strangely enough, Blyth have had a very good chance in the first half of extra time. Sean Reid's header coming off the crossbar, and we did ride our luck at times. Second half of extra time, a little bit quieter, and I think Blyth had settled for a draw in some ways, although they kept on sort of coming back at us. But once it went to penalties, and with both teams having used 4 substitutes, it made it, I'm sure it made it difficult for both managers, because I'm guessing potentially Sean Williams and Jordan Hume might have been on the penalty taking list.
Well, no, I deliberately brought Ben on for a penalty, to be fair. I spoke to him just 5-10 minutes before. I know he's very good at penalties. He might not look it, but he's very good, and I was very confident bringing him on. So Jordan was completely cramping up. It made sense. You keep Jordan on, yeah, he might take a penalty, but he had nothing left, and absolute honesty from Jordan and Connor as well, just completely cramped up. So yeah, it was a bit tactile as well, thinking I knew how strong Ben would be with a penalty.
And in terms of heroes on the night, there were a number of them. Tony Thompson we've mentioned, but I thought Sean Densmore, as the game wore on, he got better and better. Which, he's only 30. People think he's a little bit older now. He still is only 30. Well, but I thought he was absolutely magnificent. After a bit of a slow start to the game, and also Simon Richmond, James Poole, Max Harrop. He wasn't on for that long, but they made a big contribution, and those fresh legs were really important.
Good substitutions. But yeah, on a serious note, they're good players, and there was nothing in it when it was a really tough decision to pick the team, because we had mixed it up last couple of games and lads had showed up really well. I mean, Callum Dolan, who was probably our best player on Saturday, didn't even make the bench, and Matty Chadwick. So It was really tough tonight, but the lads on the bench I knew would do what they did if needed, and hey, you saw it, it got us the result against the top team.
And it's Chorley on Sunday. We were literally 90 seconds away from our season finishing, but now we can go to Victory Park on Sunday, and who knows?
Exactly, who knows? It's a knockout competition. Obviously, we've had that game, and people will say, well, they'll be tired going into Sunday, but we'll try and get a recovery session in tomorrow. We're in training Friday. We'll do everything we can to be right going into Sunday, but they'll have home field advantage. They will have had a big rest. They would have had probably 2 or 3 training sessions to prepare for us. But we've had a real massive game that we've just played in there, so hopefully we can take that momentum going into Sunday.
And it's great under the lights here. Once again, nearly just 2 short of 1700 here. And fair play to the Blyth fans as well. I think both sets of supporters were magnificent.
Well, I asked for an environment. I asked for an electric atmosphere, and the Alti fans certainly didn't disappoint me there. I couldn't have asked for any more. It's the first time when we were warming up I could hear them singing coming in down the Gulf Road, and it felt like a real football league game. It was I just can't, I've said it to you before, I can't explain how good it feels to win here, so nights like tonight will stay with me forever.